Are we on Twitch?
Give it like a minute.
We appear to be live.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my screen.
Just realized I'm under your name.
Is there a way that I can fix the label off of podcast from here while we're live? Or is it not going to let me do that?
Probably not.
I don't stream to Twitch, usually, on my own.
You're right. If you get on this side, yeah. We realize that our faces do not correspond with the thingy underneath us.
All right.
There we go.
So anyway, hello internets. This is our New World of Darkness in Space stream. This may be labeled as a podcast. It is not. It's just that I mislabeled it, and now Twitch won't let me change it back, and it's been maybe 3 months, and I still haven't figured out how to turn it back. If you think you know, feel free to yell it at us in the chat. And don't make me have to separate you two. Okay? Okay. So, this is our cast today. There's been a slight change because of a last-minute dropout, but since these characters are scripted, we have a new backup player in for Patricio just for this week, and then Maya will be back next week. So I'm Ms. Chrysila. I'm on all the social medias under this. And yeah, I will be torturing our players today. Woohoo! Next, Klaus, or Dracus. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Dracus. I'm playing Klaus. Dracus is the player, Klaus is the character. Got it, I think. My character is the resident healer medic person, but also a drug dealer / drug expert, which has been actually really useful lately. And when the rest of the party ends up on drugs, usually Pricely, it's only my fault half the time.
And now there are drug detectors at work. Oh well. Yeah, it's almost like scripting the characters meant I already had plot for them. But, yeah, no.
By scripting, she means pre-generating.
Pre-gen. This was meant to be a something I would run at cons or with friends who refused to play in the Mind's Eye Society version of this game. But then I'm like, why not stream it? I already game via webcam. Because my friends, a lot of them don't live in my city. And now we're in a pandemic.
State.
Anyway, so, Dune, who are you?
Well, I'm Dune, and sorry. I'm Dune, and I'm a wolf blood, which is sort of like a werewolf light, except I can't turn into a wolf. I'm just got a few extra things. The player is Merc. I'm Merc on the Discord, mostly on the Discords. I also have a couple of other social medias that I do not check except for once in a blue moon, which, by the way, is going to be this Halloween. This Halloween is a full blue moon.
God, 2020 really is just too powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lions were off a bit. They forgot to carry something. It's like, oh, not 2012. 2020.
Yeah. It's a thing.
All right. Let's go with Pricely because you're not the new person. So Pricely, who's
okay? I am Sunburst. I play Pricely, who is a top saleswoman. She is the words are hard, and I've forgotten my words. But Pricely usually doesn't because she is the social character that knows how to talk to people. It could probably sell the Brooklyn Bridge to itself. Unfortunately, that also has somehow led to her getting drugged all the time.
She's
but
too good at Death Band. Too good.
But you know what? Her getting drunk did lead us very close to the mystery to be solved, so that was good.
Yeah, by killing the mystery
Kinda.
drug.
I mean, I tried. I just tried getting more business. Okay, I tried.
I'm nice to people and I yes and them. And I can't help it sometimes.
Oh no, I love yes ending. I'm totally.
And Petruchio, who is you today?
Yes. All right. So I'm Dandy, and I'm playing the role of Petruchio today. And I'm a vampire. I'm the vampire. They have pronouns. What else? We got some big plans in store for today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we do.
Peace.
My
I think I might have
girlfriend.
gotten into the background. Okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe I will link that in the private chat. Anyway, so our protagonists, because heroism is a very subjective thing in the world of darkness, in all of its various and sundry incarnations. This version is 5 or 6,000 years in Earth's future, where Earth is no more, but humanity lifted off on a whole bunch of starships and settled a whole new galaxy. And then about 1,700 years after that, the veil fell and all the Supernats are now out. And so humanity hates them instead of each other. Not so much in Idun system, which is a bit more chill. And for that reason, these protagonists all typically work for a travel agency, when their travel agency isn't actually a front for an underground railroad, getting supernats out of the core planets where it's illegal to be a supernatural, and basically anywhere else. But they found themselves, they stumbled upon a something, and the prince of the city said, you know what, this is your problem now. Because one of the people involved was someone that they railroaded into the system. So the prince voluntold them that they needed to get to the bottom of this. Oh well. Would anyone like to recount some of the events of the last few games in a way that kind of makes sense and helps you remember what you were supposed to do today?
Well, so the way it happened was that Priceley, while on our last mission to the space station, where we all put together, well, all of us except Priceley, put together a weed whacker out of a floor buffer and some knives, Priceley was back on the home planet trying out a new drug. She failed to tell anybody that she was doing this before she did it, and spent approximately 16 hours in a coma that she didn't know if she'd ever come out of. While there, she had some mighty strange visions, apparently, and so when she came back to work, Petruchio instituted mandatory drug screenings because they didn't want that to come into the workplace. But in the meanwhile, we found more of the drug, or more specifically, more of the drug found us. That is to say, we found a vampire went into frenzy in our local watering hole. Nobody was very pleased with this, least of all the bartender, and the vampire is very lucky to have escaped with his fangs intact. It wasn't Petruchio, it was Jim.
His name was Troilus.
Right, that guy. So, the bartender put the price out on the head of the person who sold him the drug. So we decided to go and find out who that was, especially because the prince of the vampires in the city told Petruchio we needed to do so. Idun decided to two birds, one stone it, as it were, and take the drug dealer back to the bartender, who was mighty pissed off about the vampire frenzy in a bar. So, with the drug dealer now enjoying the hospitality of the bartender, the source of the new drug, called Spike, I believe, has been identified as a man, or more specifically, a doctor. Dr. Thorn?
Rabin.
Raven. I'm getting all the names wrong.
That's okay. I took notes of the names.
Hey.
So, this Dr. Raven was identified as the source of the new drug. However, we could not readily identify all the portions of the drug, so we split up to try and figure out where it was coming from and what was in it. Each in our own ways managed to find out what was in it, and the real answer is Firethorn. And the problem with Firethorn is that while it is from the hedge, or at least of the hedge, and of changelings, it has inimical, bad side effects on any person who consumes it. I can't say it. I can barely spell it. I'm sorry.
You're valid.
Bad side effects on whoever consumes it, be they human, wolf kind, or vampire. Even the changelings are adversely affected by it, and it comes from where they are. So, we know that the supplier, the only supplier in the city, will be in the club we have gotten ourselves thrown out of and banned. So, we have, through Presley, hired an intermediary, one of her active friends named, I believe, Jessica. And through my connections, we have a werewolf hunter who will come and assist us in tracking the supplier back to his lair, where, hopefully, we will find the person who is making the drug spike. Also, all the wolves and all the vampires in the city have been warned not to take the drug and to prevent other people from taking it if they can. Because nobody wants to clean up that mess.
Luckily, there are only about 10 werewolves in the city of 50 million people.
Aye, but there are a lot more wolf bloods than they've been warned to.
Yes, so Eden City is the capital of the Eden system. Technically, you're on the planet of Balder, but, you know, we're just so creative. It's a mega city, but it does not spread over the entire planet, which is weird for the Expanse. There's still plenty of farmland and wolf country and the like. And Firethorn is not only found in Eden City. It just happens here a lot more than basically anywhere else in the known universe. It is, in most places, if it shows up, the local changelings will surmise that either a true fae has just been here or is about to appear here, because fairy stuff is very timey-wimey. But generally, it's a bad omen. In Eden City, it just springs up in random parts of the city at random, and no one's really sure why. The changelings have, you know, the place is teeming with changelings. Goblin fruit grows out, like, on the mortal street corners. It's ridiculous. But there are thousands upon thousands of changelings here, and none of them have noticed any true fae. So maybe it's just a weird quirk. I'm sure it's completely innocuous.
Fine.
I am not.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's something.
So yeah, the Carve Tourism Limited, which is their company, actually has produced a pamphlet for tourism for tourists coming in, and the whole back page is just "Do not touch Firethorn. Here's the emergency services number to call if you see a Firethorn outbreak. Stay calm and wait for help."
Do not, under any circumstances, smoke the Firethorn.
Oh,
Which means, of course, at some point someone tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat the Firethorn.
why would you need that rule if someone had? Oh god.
So yeah, and Firethorn on its own has a kind of psychoactive side effect on people. It can cause vampires and werewolves to go straight up into rage frenzy. Changelings go like fear catatonic. Mages become much bigger assholes. Sometimes they become uncontrollable monsters, or the uncontrollable monster versions of the monsters they already are. Yeah, maybe the Supernat hate, there's a lot of reasons for it. But most in Eden City just, want to live their lives. I mean, there's vampires,
Live their own lives.
There's also recently been a movement to try to bring the values of the core of hate Supernats into Eden City, to which we are all like, hell no?
Cool.
How about no?
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
So-
Supernats out and see how long it takes for the Firethorn to take over.
We suspect that this drug is part of that, just given the fact that it is aimed toward changelings specifically and affects Supernats way worse than normal humans.
Yeah, I'm a very happy NWoD ST when my players descend into the paranoid rambling roleplay, and it's fun. Yeah. But yeah, so that's one of the in the greater galaxy. The core is thinking, we're ready to adopt some expanse worlds into the core officially, but that means you have to be as much of an asshole as we are. Meanwhile, Eden is as far away to the outer edge of the expanse as you can be without falling off into the verge. So they're like, yeah, we're just going to do our own thing. The current mayor of Eden City is actually a vampire. So, things happen. People are assholes, but all in all, and there are, Supernats who don't live openly, but they're like, yeah, we're doing our thing, man. We're doing our thing. So I believe you last met. It was Saturday morning, and y'all were breakfasting because y'all had gone off on your own things to try and find help, spread the warning, follow up on a few leads, and the plan was to send what exactly you called Jennifer. Presley called Jennifer her actor friend to be
Jessica.
basically. Oh, Jessica. Same word. No,
Yes.
it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Jennifer was someone else.
Oh, Jennifer was someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Jessica.
I've already run out of the basic NPC names. Oh no. So yeah. So what is the plan for sending someone in? Like what is the plan? Tell them what the plan is.
So I believe that we are going to have her go in, buy the product, and
Get
then
something with his scent on it.
yeah, here wait. Dune has a better plan, I believe.
Better grasp on the plan anyway. So the
Yeah,
plan,
better grasp of the plan. Yes.
we send in Jessica, and we tell her to buy up all the stuff because we don't want to get any on the streets. And we tell her to get something with the guy's scent on it. A piece of his sleeve or something, a handkerchief. A used napkin would work, but it really better if it was more personal, something worn for a bit. Then she brings it out to us, and we have a werewolf with us, either one hunter or the whole pack, depending on how Auntie feels. I wasn't sure how she wasn't exactly clear on that point. And we follow the supplier, back to their base, where hopefully they're making all the drugs. And we swoop in.
Okay. So we'll say that y'all are convening at the office to start. So Jessica, strolls in and is like, hey, so I don't mind a little sneaky espionage, but what exactly am I doing?
Okay, so there is this guy that has some really, really dangerous drugs that he's passing. Well, that he's trying to sell to people. Mainly supernaturals, mainly to probably to sow anti-supernat sentiments throughout the city. So what we need you to do is get in there. I mean, I know that you're really, really good at making these guys feel like really special. So what I need you to do is go in, buy up the product, and get something. Maybe like a shirt, a napkin, any sort of thing that he would have touched. We need to be able to track him, and we need something with a scent. So if there is any way that you can do this, and of course, like, you will be paid, like, we've got you on the books. I mean, the good thing about corporate gigs is they pay even though they're not, great. So
so am I the fuck was that? Am I what is that noise, and is it me?
what noise?
I kept hearing this awful, like, screeching noise. I don't know if it's feedback from someone's... Okay, I'm not hearing it now, so...
Yeah.
Let's just hope it was ambient noise. This is why headphones are good. Anyway. Okay, so... Am I posing as a drug user or a drug dealer? Because you said user, and... people who make drugs don't usually just sell them to people they don't know. So I could try to go in as someone who's like looking for a piece of this, but that'll cost you more.
Okay.
Because you're basically asking me to commit, I don't know if it's a felony in the system, but like, and also I'll need cash.
Oh, we have that.
Yeah. Well, I'll need cash for the deal, and then my rates go up because you're asking me to commit a crime on your books. And while I appreciate that you're not working with the cops, that's kind of even worse because, like, now I can't even say, well, I was working for cops, I was doing this for the law. It's like, no, I'm actually just going in and buying a bunch of drugs.
I believe that you are covered under the Mercenaries Guild.
No, I'm in the Entertainment Guild.
Yes. However, you were doing this for the mercenaries. That's not how that works?
No, because the Mercenaries Guild was just out for Valerie, who
Right.
we should
Oh, that's
also
not how that
probably
works.
tell her
And
about.
you guys are Conservators Guild. Because
That's
you're
right.
like misc business stuff.
Oh, okay. I am.
So I'm not giving you a hard no,
I
but
do
I'm
believe-
not going in there if you don't know what you're doing.
I do believe that Petruchio has connections to the police department and could ensure that you would never be prosecuted, especially not if you hand the drugs over. Given as how nobody wants them on the streets, we'd be willing to do the transfer for you if you prefer, or you may hand them over directly.
I don't want them.
Nobody does, but
Okay. So
the vampires had the cops by the balls, was the impression I got last time.
yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean the vampires care what happens to humans they don't own.
Right. But we have a vampire.
But this vampire does.
I mean, I got some attachment to some humans, some of them that but I mean, but I don't want to screw anybody over that doesn't deserve it,
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you are going to pledge your protection to
From the
Jessica,
cops.
correct?
From the cops. And only the cops.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that, I mean, we don't need the cops sniffing around. We already got that werewolf guy,
I do tend to sniff around on occasion.
Well, there's a sentinel, but she only comes by when invited by her nephew.
Hey,
Or when she wants to. When she
Or when
wants
she
to.
was, yeah. And sometimes she's there and you don't notice she's there, and that's how it's supposed to be. Yay.
Unless she brings her screeching bat familiars.
talk shit about bats now.
Anyway,
Listen,
okay.
Disrespectful.
you were too drunk to hear it.
Sounds.
I was not. It was not fun.
So, we'd be willing to promise the cops would not prosecute you, and we could back it up too.
Okay. I mean, if it's an investigation and one of you is a merc, maybe I could be I'm sure there's some kind of thing. I don't know. But and she gives you a number that is double the previous price. No, it's triple the previous price now that she knows she's supposed to go in and commit a felony.
Okay.
Or commit a felony as cover for something for covering theft.
We have enough resources, right?
Don't worry about it. We got this. Got it.
That's fine. Absolutely. We fully assume that cost. Absolutely.
It's understandable. I mean,
Yeah. That's very understandable. Perfectly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to change my outfit because this isn't a drug dealer
No.
costume. This is
no,
a
it's really
a
not.
drug user costume. This is an I'm going clubbing, and okay, so
Before we go, I feel we should warn you that the reason why we need your help with this is that the original person who was going to buy the drugs is currently enjoying Zell's hospitality in Saga. So they may...
oh, that's
And we went in there to drag her out, so we're not allowed in.
Okay.
On the
I'm
one
gonna
hand,
give her here's the money, by the way.
no, I'm just warning
Cold
you.
hard cash.
Just don't front like that.
Yes.
person who
Jessica's
decided
very,
about-
very trustworthy.
But that someone else will not be coming.
Plus the additional to buy the product.
I
Yes.
give her that
Okay.
from my resources.
Okay, and she, just kind of like puts it in a pocket somewhere. You're not sure where. Space clothes.
Ah!
Ooh.
Also, in the future, women's clothing has pockets.
Yes!
Anyway,
We'll escort you as far as the bar entrance, but we can go no further.
well, I think maybe I should ditch you guys like a block before the bar if you've already pissed off everyone in there.
So the bouncer doesn't,
We only
Yeah.
piss off the bouncer, but the bouncer
Yeah.
is the one who determines who gets in.
Well, yeah, I mean, what is this place called again? Is this the
Grim.
Hell? No, Grim.
If it was the Howl, I could get in easy, but
She looked something up on her front orchard. Find me space Yelp reviews of Grim. I was like, oh yeah, this looks like the bouncer's
Yeah.
law in here. Yeah, okay. I mean, he's probably Merc Union too, but
which is why he couldn't do anything to stop us from going in last time, but
okay. So I'm going at what was the other drug dealer's name? Was
Valerie.
Valerie? Okay, so okay, I think I can work this. Valerie sent me instead, and I will just have to be very, very convincing. Okay.
Valerie was unfortunately detained in Saga.
Mhm. Okay, so
I'm not sure she's in this dimension anymore.
so she has a weird it looks like a little electronic watch that she just kind of beep 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 beep, and her clothing changes because plugins are awesome.
Yes.
It's very similar cut, but it's like darker, more neutral colors rather than the pastels and neons that somehow she managed to wear together of before. This is a hello, I am here to fit in and blend and look good doing it, but not
One
too
more.
good because blend.
One more thing.
Yep.
I don't know if you were informed of the other part of the plan, but we need you to get a piece of his clothing,
Hmm.
preferably somewhere from the wrist or neck area.
I'll see what I can do.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me write something.
That's inspiring. When the GM rolls and has to write something down.
Oh dear, dice.
Okay. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine here now. How are you?
I'm not sure I trust that, but okay.
Oh dear. Oh, those don't sound like good dice
Oh,
rolls
dear.
now.
You may not have known the gazebo story, but you know what it means when the DM smiles too much.
I, as a DM, am aware of what the evil DM grin. It's a thing.
That's right.
And also what the Kalibo story is.
Also,
That's
setting my timer for break time, so I don't forget this time.
Yeah.
So, break. Okay. So, are there any more preparations? So, you get unfortunately, it is a screechy bat-ogram from Auntie the Sentinel. And it basically has like a little note attached to his tiny little leg, and it's very cute. But it's basically like, we're sending Grey Tom.
Oh, good. If they
Grey
sent Black Tom, there wouldn't be anything left after we finished.
Well, they thought Black Tom was racist, so
Fair.
But also you're not entirely sure what all. Well, I mean, it's hard to get a look at the Bat Pack because they're always wreathed in shadow. But you do know that whoever goes by this name is a new moon, and thus a tracker. And it is a night of the new moon, so lucky Tom. So Tom may get bonuses if he needs them. Anywho.
Real old Tom. Dead Tom.
Dead Tom
Chris
Cohen's been
Nolan.
dead. That's why he's called Dead Tom. Anyway.
I find forgetting the reference.
Muppets! Muppets are my coping mechanism.
There we go.
If that hasn't already become clear. Anywho, so yeah, so are there? So so you're getting one tracker. The rest of she's not saying whether or not the rest of the pack will be around, but that doesn't mean they won't. We'll see.
Even if she said they would, we'd never see them.
Yeah. So yeah, it's she's the Sentinel, she's Batman, so you just they're helping. So
Bat fam to help us out. So
Bat fam.
Okay.
So, are there any other preparations or precautions? Like, imagine this is an episode of Leverage. You're sending your face in. What do you want to do? Or what would you like to do? Or see if it's possible?
I kind of want to go down to Saga and see if Zell will cover for us. Like, if anybody comes asking around where we are, she'll lie and say we were here all night.
Zell isn't there. The other kind of assistant manager waiter guy is there, and he's like, he's another changeling. He's like, I can't say yes or no, but I will check with Zell. And he goes in and then scutters back out very quickly, like faster than you think he should have. But again, changeling shit is timey-wimey. He's like, we'll cover you. It's cool. It's cool.
I appreciate it.
You are renting out the third back room with Tabitha?
I prefer Mandy. So
Mandy? Oh, fine. And we will tell Mandy.
I appreciate that.
Everything's cool.
So I'll go back to the office and it's like, all right, we have a couple of stories for tonight.
Okay. Anything else? Pretend you're playing Shadowrun or Leverage.
I've never played Shadowrun.
It's a lot like Leverage,
I have
but
rule
with
books for
magic.
Shadowrun, but I've never played it, and I haven't watched Leverage in months.
Right, I watched like 5 episodes like years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Trying to think if there are other good
trying
safeguards.
to
I
think.
can't think of anything.
Do we need to set up gadget? So, we need to put a wire on her.
Go? Yes.
Yeah, we need to put a wire on her so we can yeah. Totally. Yeah. I thought like right before it was like obviously we're gonna put a wire on her, and I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Do we have a button camera?
I'm pretty sure I have
hacker, so yes.
Yes, you're our hacker.
Oh, all right. So let's see. So we need a hacker and we need a wire. All right. So what we got is some old ancient tech. I think it was called back in the day a flip phone. So what we got here is a sound recorder and the mobile camera. You put this right there in your pocket, and we can watch it on the computer over there.
So Truk is not that old. They are a vampire, but they're a very young vampire, which is why they currently have this shit job.
They are in fact younger than Dune.
Dune is the oldest one in the company currently, at 87 years of age.
Sweet baby. So you can actually probably get for like a legit.
All right. So
No,
all right.
your
So all
ass
right.
is
So
ruined by the Prince of the City, so you kind of outrank Dune, but you don't. And its status is weird when it's a mixed creature venue. Yay.
all right. So forget the artifact. We'll give you a real burner phone. Legit. Here, you take this. We can figure everything out on our end from the laptop.
Doesn't she need like a wire?
Yeah, there's an app.
There's an app for that.
Okay.
I would recommend also putting something on her, like a tracer, just in case.
Yes.
I got the
Yeah, should
location
we
services
get
enabled. Don't worry
an
about it.
item of like her clothing or something, so that if she goes missing, the werewolves can track her.
That's a good point.
Well, to be perfectly honest, if she's willing, it would not even take a piece of clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, anything that stops me from being murdered and shoved in a dumpster, I am in favor of.
All right. I'll ask you to stand still, please, and I'll go over and I'll take a
She stands perfectly still
a
because
paper
she's
towel, and I'll go and I'll just basically, starting at the base of her neck, just go around the neck essentially with the paper towel, wiping up any sweat stains or anything like that. All right, that should be.
She
That
takes
should be
very good care of her skin, so there isn't even any makeup there
Yeah.
because professional actors.
Quick wipe around the neck, and all right, that should be sufficient.
Okay. I can see you've done this before.
It's not my first time having to track somebody by scent. I simply asked a better nose than I was to help this time. Because I don't know how far we'll need to go. If it's going to stay at ground level, I can do it just fine, but if it's in the wind...
Okay. She seems confused at your response. But okay.
I'm over floods, ma'am.
And she was flirting with you.
Ah, God
Like,
damn it.
Okay. Okay. And she's okay and goes back to reading something on her phone.
Sorry, I can't get a clue as a player.
I'm a spectrum anyway. I'm not even sure if I'm flirting correctly.
That's a mood.
That's a mood.
2 weeks ago, one of my players was apparently flirting with an NPC, and I just didn't pick up on it. Just.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Do gaming. Woo!
So, like, do you come here often? No, I mean,
It's
here
fine.
on
If
vacation.
it were that
but-
obvious, I would have gotten it, but it was not that obvious, and I just didn't get there.
That's
favorite
amazing.
my favorite line from the game streams I've heard of yours is just, so you're the bard, and I'm like, nothing good starts with that sentence. Anyway, all right. So, does anyone else have any more stuff they want to pregame before the mission?
Let me think. We wired her. We have. Do we have like an earpiece, a setup way of communicating with her?
You can set that up very easily.
Okay,
That
that's what
technology
we've
is
got.
easily made. Or picked up.
Okay. Wait, do we need? We can't exactly get anyone in there as like a staff member.
First, get someone hired as a waitress. It's like, no.
Yeah. Can't do that. Okay. I don't know. I cannot think of anything else.
Okay. All right. So y'all are gonna start heading out to Grim.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Yep. You head out into the city. Do you take the trains or do you take a cab?
Take the trains. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's cheaper that way.
You've already just spent 3 times your normal amount on a plant, so yeah, it's, budget.
Yeah.
Budget.
We gotta cut corners where we can.
Oh yeah.
Where did this thing?
Yeah, so it's easy enough to get up at the train stop and that. So you're back in the Steel Town area, which is the closest thing you have to slums. The social safety net of Eden system, or especially Eden City, is actually really good. So there are people who are kind of more impoverished, and there's still like the elite snotty neighborhood on the exact opposite side of the city from Steel Town. But it can still be a pretty rough neighborhood. It's closest to the really big shipyard from space, so there's a lot of like, if there's illegal stuff going through the system or coming into the city, it's there.
Yeah. If you want true poverty, you got to go out to like Wolf Country. It depends on which pack you're with then.
Yeah, even then, yeah, those social safety nets are available throughout the system, but it's a matter of like, if you have cultural reasons for not being allowed to take it, like your ass is owned by a pack of werewolves. Oh, Wolf Country.
Aye.
As stated in previous sessions, for some strange reason, the gauntlet in Eden City is super high, so there aren't a lot of werewolves here, or spirit-based mages, because it's just uncomfortable to be here. That means that all the werewolves live out in the country and treat their wolfbloods like second-class citizens. Hence, tons of wolfbloods live in the city because the werewolves won't follow them. The Sentinel is here, and her packs, and the Bat Pack and the Turtle Pack, but they're like, yeah, we don't like that. We don't like that culture either. That's why we're here to do our thing with the tall buildings. Because Lodge of Spires is fun. And it's fun to be Werewolf Batman, which is that whole lodge. So, we've got... All right, so yeah, so... Grim, it's at this point, it's, so I believe that the appointment was at midnight, so y'all were hanging out and getting things together and hopefully telling Jess some of the things you knew about the situation and about the club and who would be there.
About the drug as well.
The drug, the back room, and all that stuff.
Where it is located and how to get in.
Yeah. So yeah, she kind of veers away from you as soon as you all get out of the subway station. And she, walks casually. She's flying casual towards the bar. And you guys, stop like a block away or 2 blocks or what? It's a very gridded area, so it's pretty easy to just be on a straight path from Grim and keep an eye on her from a block away.
I believe Nia's doing that, and Silver Tom with them, but I believe I should
Grey Tom. Silver Tom is someone else.
I know. I said that for a reason. No. Anyway, I'm gonna go. There's a bounce on the front door, and I imagine the back door doesn't. It opens outward, but doesn't open back in. It's locked on the outside.
At Grim, you guys, I don't think you found a back door. You found a back room.
I mean, just
We
going
weren't
around the
specifically
building.
looking for a back door, though.
Oh, okay, you're now looking
I'm outside.
around.
I'm outside. I don't want to go inside, but I want to kind of lurk by the back door in case I'm needed. Because I could probably pile drive my way in if, you know, a quick entry if she needs help like right away.
Okay, roll wits investigation.
That is a 9 plus wits is 3 investigation. So 15 for 3 successes. No, yes, 3 successes.
Okay, so you find a back door. Based on what you remember, 3 success. Based on what you remember of the layout of inside the club or bar, it's a strip club, but not like. It's like they say they're a strip club and they have a stripper, but they didn't super commit to that. It's, Eden's a weird town sometimes. But from what you can remember, it's probably a back door that you couldn't see in that back room because of, all of the smoke of people doing various illicit substances and getting bitten by vampires, but consensually. Like you do. So, you're not, you're maybe you could get in. Like, assuming there isn't any security in that room that you didn't know about previously, like, you can probably get through the back because that's a room full of stoners anyway.
I don't want to get in. I just want to be by the door just in case, as backup.
Okay.
In case our face gets punched, as it were. And I'll be doing the thing, with the collar up on the big coat and the hat down,
The thing.
kind of thing that would look suspicious anywhere else except for here, because here is a place where everyone's got their collars up and no one's looking at anyone else because it's the slums.
It's the rougher part of town.
Aye.
There aren't necessarily a lot of people really living here residentially anymore. Like your Dune's own connections, I mean, like a lot of homes are more like safe houses. You suspect the Sentinel might have some digs around here just for the location. But yeah, so
There's for flop houses and that sort of thing. Not labeled as such, but rented out as such to people coming in from the spaceport. Airbnbs, except not as nice.
also, it's a lot of like industrial, like the warehouses, some warehouses, a lot of what are the factories? Words. A lot of factories, some of which are defunct, some of which are still operational. So it's very loud and grungy, and broken windows don't get fixed as quickly. Potholes don't get fixed as quickly. Anyway, so yeah, is anyone trying to keep an eye on Jess from a distance, or just watching, just setting up in a cafe or rather a cheap hole-in-the-wall coffee shop with a chair? Basically what you can find. So just, watching on your laptop, or is someone going to try and keep eyes on her?
I think I'm going to try and keep eyes on her. I think someone should also try on a laptop because of the camera.
Yeah, I got her on the laptop. It's no problem.
Okay.
I'll watch over Patricio's shoulder on the laptop.
Okay. So yeah, so Presley, you see her, just sort of walk up to the bouncer, and you don't hear what they're saying, but she is still doing very well at fly casual. And he just kind of shrugs and lets her in because she did really good on her social role.
Yay! Well, that's good.
Walks in.
For now.
Unfortunately, you can't see through the windows because they've been blacked out because it is an alleged strip club.
Okay.
But
Okay.
based on what you see on from the button cam or whatever it is, a flower cam, it might even just be another plugin. Just can we leap off the plugin you already have in that thing? Anyway, from the walking webcam, you see that the same kind of bored goth stripper boy is still doing his
Poor guy.
really glow stick.
Trying his best.
I mean, the kid's got moxie. I like that.
Still doing his giant glow stick Darth Maul dance thing, and is just so bored.
So bored.
And same bartender. Oh wow.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's a good roll.
Oh, okay.
That blew up.
Good for us or good for him?
18 plus 4 is 22. Well, she got 5 successes when talking to the bartender. So
Good.
So she, you can kind of hear what she's saying over the thing, and it sounds like she's just like, hey, Valerie messed with someone she shouldn't have, so I was wondering if I could fill in for her. If not, that's cool, but she can't make it tonight, I guarantee. So if anyone needs her for anything or needs her to do anything for them, that's not gonna happen, sorry. And the bartender is cleaning glasses that haven't been used anyway because there's barely anyone here, and he's like,
Anyone here to drink out of glasses?
yeah. And he's like, all right, and he's like, just wait in the back room. The doctor will see you in a moment.
Oh God, I hope we warned her about the stickers.
About the what?
The stickers? Oh, wait, that was another club. Never mind.
Or
Sorry.
the other club?
Oh my god.
Wasn't either, I swear.
So yeah, and you see him open click the same thing under the bar, and she turns around and sees the door open, and she walks into the smoky room. And she waits a few minutes, and people offer her things, and she's like, yeah, no thanks, I'm working tonight. A vampire offers to bite her, and she's like, no thank you, I'm working tonight, but maybe later, because some people are fang bangers. And yeah, so also being bitten by a vampire does ag damage, but feels awesome because the world of darkness is strange.
To humans, anyway.
Um,
Some people just does damage.
and then, so this guy walks in again through the same door that's in the actual strip club room, opens again, and this guy that just it's like he's making an effort, but he doesn't really get it. He looks like a scientist. He's wearing his lab coat, he's wearing all of his accoutrements, and then he just put a big trench coat on over it that he didn't even close.
Shady.
And she's like, are you the doc? Are you the? It's like, yes. I have this many doses to sell. That will be this much money. Because I forgot to write that part down. It's like, so, but we are cash up front. Oh, we're only cash up front. So, there. And she's like, okay, and hands him the cash. He hands her a plastic baggie full of glowing pink full of tablets full of glowing pink powder. And she again puts them in her magical future space pockets.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, when is Valerie coming back? And she's like, I don't know. She ran afoul of some changelings, and I don't know if she's coming back.
Or what
We
she's coming
don't
back as
work
if she does.
together so much, but we're friends, and she had mentioned that you have a pretty good setup here, and I could easily take over. He's like, all right, then be here next Saturday at midnight as well. Goodbye. And he walks back out of the room.
Well, shit. Hopefully he's got the stuff.
Shit.
And she's like, wait. And he's like, stops, and she just chases him out of the back room. And he just sort of like stares at her and is just like,
Gonna
what?
trip, fall, accidentally grab his chest thing. I don't know.
And she's like, let me give you my number in case you have extras. And so she takes a pen out of his lab coat pocket, even though it's under his trench coat because he sucks at this. And she like, writes her phone number on like a business card, a blank card, and hands it to him. And he doesn't even notice that she kept his pen.
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, that's something.
and
Go
he's
Jessica.
like, fine, are we done now? And she's like, yes. And he's like, fine, goodbye. He sounds like really not how you'd expect someone who runs a meth lab to sound like.
Are there preconceived notions for that?
He sounds very, very snooty, very hoity-toity. That's a little weird.
I mean, it takes all.
She also just sort of stands there and watches him go as he basically goes behind the bar, opens the door, closes it, and leaves that way. Which you can see through the camera. She's just sort of, you can't really see her face from the angle of the camera, but the bartender's kind of watching this, and he looks at her and he's like, the money's good. I don't get this guy either. He's just whatever. And she's just sort of shrugs and walks out. And, like nods to the bouncer on the way out. And he nods back, and she just sort of keeps walking. And yeah, she will find you back at that coffee shop.
Everyone except for Dune, who is still standing behind the bar because he doesn't know that she left.
Well, you said you all had like
right. Unless
Yeah.
somebody tells me that she's left, I don't know that she's left because I'm behind the building. So
I'll let you know that she leaves when she gets like out of sight of the bouncer.
Yeah, something like
she's out.
on the
We're
move.
good.
all right. So I'll slide off in towards the coffee shop as well.
Yeah, so she's there. She's like, okay, so who do I give this to? Because I don't want it. She's got
I'm
a-
holding on to most of the other.
Oh, Klaus, you're fading
No.
out a
I'm
bit.
holding on to all the robot noises.
Am I back?
Yes.
Audibly.
Okay. I was saying I'm holding on to most of the last stash that we bought from Valerie, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Is it a good idea to keep it all in one place or bad idea?
I
Depends
don't
on
know
if you get caught.
True.
Rule
I'd be
zero,
almost
though,
inclined to
Sean.
give it to the vampire at that point. Because of the ones the cops are going to bother, the vampire is the least. Am I squeaking after every sound, or is it just me?
There is a squeaky noise, but I'm not sure if it's you. So
Okay.
might be like feedback from someone's speaker, but I don't know.
Anyway, so I'd almost be inclined to give it to the vampire because we know that they won't be bothered by the police.
I mean, yeah, it's actually probably a good idea. I can hang on to it and just kind of slink around with it in secret. Be all shady, but not too suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Do wits investigation or wits occult. Actually, I think this is a wits occult roll.
All right. They're both the same for me. So that's 5 plus 6 is 11 for 2 successes.
Sweet. You notice that there is a shadow outside the window of the coffee shop.
If you'd give the drugs to Petruchio, ma'am, Miss Jessica, I'd appreciate it.
As in a shadow you know. A kind of shadow you recognize is standing outside the window of the coffee shop.
Aye. But I don't expect him to come in.
No, he's not going to come.
Give the drugs to Petruchio, please, and I'll take the pen.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And, whoever's running this coffee shop does not give a shit because this is Steel Town. And this is probably not the only handoff of narcotics that has happened in here today.
Yep.
Gotta happen somewhere. Might as well happen here.
So
you're pretty sure this coffee shop is a front for something else. You just don't know what yet. And today it is not your problem.
Yep. So I'll take the pen, but I won't let go of her hand. Instead, I'll flip it over and I'll give her a kiss on the hand. And like, thank you very much for your assistance. I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah. And if anyone asks, I did not just commit a felony. Okay. Yay.
I'd never tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let her hand go, but she'll have one of my business cards in her hand, and I'll go. And I'll take the pen to the shadow.
So yeah, as you walk outside, you see the shadow in the absence of moonlight, because people keep saying that in werewolf games that the glow of the black new moon, and it's like, no, new moon means there's no moon in the sky. Fuck you. Read a book.
It means there's a whole
new moon means dark.
New moon means dark or starlight. Yeah. So in the presence of
try stepping outside during a new moon.
Or read a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or probably watch a YouTube video, because I'm sure there's a YouTube video about it. Anyway. Yeah. Nerd rant over.
Or watch Sailor Moon.
You laugh and giggle. You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm very right. We just watched that arc.
Oh, I haven't watched the new one yet. I only remember the old one.
Oh no, we were watching the old one.
Oh. Okay.
It's on Hulu.
Ooh, I might look that up later. Anyway, now game. Other galaxy far, far away. All right. So, Dune, you walk out, and in the starlight and the street lamps, you do see, like, once you're outside, you do see the shadow has a face. And he's just, he's a dude with a goatee. He's kind of scrawny. Might be,
Tom.
This Tom. You know that guy.
No, I'm saying in greeting. Tom.
Hey, what's up? Yeah,
so
you got the thing? Yeah, I can work with this. I can work with this. It's fine. It's fine.
I appreciate you.
So, I will start looking around. And yeah, he talks real quiet. I'm gonna start looking around for the guy. And do you got a comm link, or do you want me to send a bat?
I toss him a comm link because, like.
all right, we're good.
I say Dan loves them, but I'm afraid that very few other people do.
Yeah, I understand. I'm pretty sure that it's partially just to keep other people away from us.
I can appreciate that.
But that's the Sentinel. So, all right. So I will start looking around, and I will tell you when I get something.
Appreciate it.
Or when I see that they are the target is lurking or hanging out just in one location. Okay. All right, and he kind of just like suddenly whoosh, basically across the street and up to a rooftop, because that's what they do.
That's essentially what happens.
Magically enhanced parkour. Woohoo! He does not yell parkour. So clearly they are doing their own thing in this pack, but Lodge aspires, man. Lodge aspires. So Zoom, and so y'all are just gonna hang out at the coffee shop, or do you move to another location?
I'd be inclined to move to somewhere where we can get going easily, as it were. Either by the metro station or by a cab stand. The other thing I don't really care to do is follow this on foot. I mean, I could, perhaps, and perhaps Petruchio could, but I don't know if the other two could keep up.
I cannot.
You do not have the right chemical enhancements for this bullshit.
Nope.
So
If you'd known in advance, maybe. All right, yeah, there are little coffee shops and restaurants and stuff all over the place. The food is meh. The coffee is meh. But,
Coffee
yeah.
is coffee.
There are some restaurants that are actually not so bad, just kind of boring, but it's like, these are places like, there aren't a lot of good places open on a weekend because the mills and the factories are generally only open during weekdays. So with no workers doing shifts on weekends, because, you know, this is a socialism paradise and workers actually get weekends and breaks and things because unions are good. Suck it up. And yeah.
there are some good
So-
places open, but we're all pretty sure they're fronts for various crime families. You know, someone's grandmother's cooking, so the cooking is delicious, but the whole place is sleazy, and there are men in dark suits sitting, talking quietly in a corner.
Yeah, basically. There's one place that has really, really good coffee and you're afraid to ask why. Because yes, they look shady in a similar way. It's like, where do you get the beans for this and who had to die for them? And I don't know. But yeah, there's easily like another place to set up shop. You find a nice little we'll say Poland is just a planet now, so like a space Poland, a space Ukrainian national home. There we go. Which the two New Yorkers might get, but maybe not anyone else. Yeah, it's this neighborhood. It's kind of like being in the financial district on a Saturday. Like nothing's open. A couple things are, but like no one comes down here except maybe to the park if there's an event, and it's like, Anyway, but yeah, you find a place. There are pierogies and borscht, and it is glorious. And nice big baskets of challah. But it looks like the restaurant is like 80% kitchen and 20% tables. I miss you, Kiev. I miss the Kiev so much. Sorry, tangent. I'm very tangenty today. Anyway. Oh, the Kiev. And I know none of you have been there because I've been here longer than all you. So.
Man, I live in Dallas. Ain't nothing like that here.
On the other hand, restaurants where you are probably don't shut down as often as they do. New York City has like a 60% fail rate on restaurants.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, but that's because most of them are like chain, and they're not very good.
We just
Oh,
have
that's-
certain cursed buildings that like have turned over 7 times in my lifetime.
Yep.
Ohio sounds
There was a
interesting.
really awesome.
Ohio
like,
is interesting.
I know one restaurant that hasn't failed despite having burned down twice, so you know.
Wow.
Ohio, the other world of darkness. Okay.
Yeah.
High school.
So yeah, it's you go in, you order. Do you order any food to keep it friendly and just use the table?
Pierogies.
Yeah, pierogies.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
sure.
no one's bugging you, and there's pierogies and borscht and challah, and it's great. About 20 minutes go by, and then a half hour, and then Tom's like, hey guys, I did some auguries. I think this guy's digs are actually in the same building, just upstairs.
Okay.
So, like, how do you want to play this? Like, I know I've heard y'all can't go up through the club this time because y'all started some shit. But
Is there a roof entrance?
yeah,
Yeah,
there
their
is.
fire escape.
Oh yeah, the fire escapes everywhere.
Then that's how we
Okay.
do it. So, Tom, thank you
Yeah.
for your help. Sorry, it wasn't More exciting for you. I thought the hunt would be longer.
Meh, I'll stick around in case you need any help. I mean, if you track the rabbit to his den and he does a runner, then, you know,
If
when
we
you
flush
meet
him,
again. So I'll hang out.
if we flush him, well, it'll depend on you to find him again.
You know, it's nice just having a night where I don't have to listen to another lecture from the Sentinel, so I'll
Don't-
hang out.
Don't let her hear you say that, or she'll give you 2. So,
Yeah, I know. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so, yeah, like, I'm just going to be on the building opposite.
all right,
So, yeah, just give me a call if you need me to fly in and do something.
all right. I close the comlink. All right, so there's a roof entrance and there's fire escapes. I propose that we go in through the roof. I don't expect there to be a bouncer at the top there. On the flip side, it may be easier to hear us coming.
The comlink beeps again. Or rather, we'll just say that you're all linked up, so he can just kind of hear everything. He's like, actually, so the building looks like it's like 15 stories high. This guy's like on like the 5th floor, but every building has a fire escape, and they're all like basically right next to each other. Like you barely have to jump between them. So I recommend you like climb up another building and then go, you know. I mean, do the fire escape. I know, like, y'all can't actually scale the buildings. Just, you know, you're not
Well,
me.
Most of us.
Anyway, werewolf privilege. Yeah, so yeah, and I'll just be in the building across the street if you need me. But
Right.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend going up the fire escape on the same building in case it spooks them.
No, that would be a very bad idea. They would hear us coming immediately. No, I suspect it's another fire escape, and then if we need to, we can either jump fire escapes to the 5th floor, or we can go all the way up and jump from rooftop to rooftop, depending on which is easier.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Talking to my teammates.
I have the physical capabilities of a vanilla human, but, you know, I can probably jump between fire escapes.
If it
And,
really came to
yeah,
that, I could probably throw you across.
if it comes to that.
Bag of collar, seat of pants. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Mage tossing, the new Olympic sport on Idun.
I mean, I suppose I can be used. If there's any way to get me to the doorbell, I can probably, I can probably distract the guy, but I don't think that I can do the athletics tricks.
Guys, there's an entrance on the roof.
Let's go to the roof entrance.
Like,
Yeah.
just like climb up the fire escape on another building, and then like walk across some roofs to the entrance of that one, and you go inside.
Oh,
It's
was-
not hard, guys.
Yeah.
okay.
Like, I
That's what
fully
we'll do.
recognize my werewolf privilege, but like it's not hard, guys. Friends. So like,
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes it easy.
like if
That-
anything super weird happens while you're doing that, like call me in. But like you should be fine.
Yeah. No.
Okay, then let's
I had no-
do that.
Yeah, that was my plan. That was plan A from the beginning. I mean, it's like we could jump across the fire escape at floor 5, or we could just go all the way to the top and walk across. That's
Just go to the top.
cool. Time to climb 20 floors on a fire escape, or 15 floors on a fire escape.
Oof. Yoink.
Woohoo!
It's doable.
Yep.
It's doable.
Not
It's just not fun.
Not fun for regular humans, but we can do it. But they can do it.
Okay, so
So we get to the fire escape. We start climbing up, and Dune's just doing that thing where he's just like, going up. I don't know what you're huffing and puffing about. 87 years old, and I can do this just
I'm like, you are a wolf blood. I, as I said, have the physical capabilities of a vanilla human. I need a moment.
Okay. I feel like there's probably gonna be a few of these pauses.
Bryce is down there going, "You assholes!"
Fuck. Henry! One of you! God damn it!
And dude starts doing that really annoying thing where he goes up like 20, like 10 flights, and he comes back down. He's like, "Okay," he goes back up. Are you still okay? And he comes back up.
You're a vampire. Fine.
No one told me there'd be stairs in the future.
My immortal enemy.
My arch nemesis.
You guys just turned into a bad slab. I don't know what's so hard
It's
about
not your
this.
mortal enemy. There's no killing
Yeah,
stairs.
you're a vampire. You can just burn blood and move faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to gasp and wheeze because
You don't breathe.
Yeah.
Doop, doop, doop,
All
doop.
right, we'll do that. I won't flex too much. We'll do that.
She thinks she's in what we do with the shit.
I still
I
haven't
still need to
finished
watch
watching.
that.
You finish this season.
I need to watch that. Yeah.
All right, friends, it is 8:23. Do you want to pause here and take our 10-minute break?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, hello, chat. This is the time when my players take a 10-minute break and I just keep talking at the chat because I'm not super creative and I still don't know how to put up a save screen on one of these. Oh, hi, Arcane Sage. Shadowrun is D&D plus Cyberpunk plus multiple levels of dysfunction. Yes, yes. And a shit ton of D6s. Yes, yes. So, hi, there seem to be 6 people in chat. I guess if anyone has any questions about the setting or the game or whatevs, I'm just going to be here talking at you for a little bit because I'm boring and, yeah. Again, no save screen. I am a noob at all of this. I should really start just clipping these out of the highlight reels, shouldn't I? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so this is a game set in Idun system, which is a setting I built myself using the Mind's Eye Society venue Space the Infinite Edge. And when I first ran it, it was for what turned out to be a 4-hour LARP, which was a little surprising and a little bit disappointing. And unfortunately, when I am stressed, I world build. So by the time we actually got to the game I was going to run in the system of my own making, there was far too much plot to cover in 4 hours with 30 to 40 people who just keep asking the same question over and over again because none of the player cliques will talk to each other. Not that I'm bitter. But I'm not really, because again, 4-hour LARP, we're not going to... So I basically got to the, like, there was a beginning and there was an end of the plot. And all that middle stuff just got lost. And so, given that we are all stuck in quarantine, and Twitch is a thing, and me, Klaus, and Merc have been gaming via webcam with Demon Hunters since October. We're like, well, we already know how to game via webcam. Let's just stream it, because why not? Okay, so I guess there are 6 people in chat, none of whom are talking. Hello? Does anyone have any questions? Because I could just keep talking, but it is, I'm sure, boring to watch. Let me just bring up the Twitch channel itself. See what is going on. Oh, Arcane is there, but he's cooking. That's fine. I am still trying to figure out how to get us not labeled a podcast, because I long ago created this channel with the intention of podcasting, and then all of my creative projects happened out of order because I'm awkward like that. Yeah, if anyone can tell me how to change the label on the stream, because every time we try to change it from podcast to tabletop gaming, it will not let us, or it just changes back. Like, I've tried stuff, Dracus tried stuff, and they are much younger and more technologically adept than I am. So, but then it sounds like Twitch also keeps updating itself, and no one's ever happy here, which is a bummer. You know, while I'm here, I'm just gonna, yes, let me log in, please. No, not register, log in. Oh, goodness. Also, if I heard an interesting tidbit on Hyper RPG about how viewership works. We're not really looking to build this into anything at all. We just, like, I'm basically doing this so I can game with some friends, and so other friends who don't have the spoons to game can, like, watch me game, I guess. Just like, hey, do you need to be distracted for 3 hours? Come look at me be silly and do silly voices on the internet. Apparently, which is news to me, because I usually, when watching Twitch, just lurk, because I'm usually watching it on my TV screen, and I hate typing on the TV. If people are not chatting in the chat room, they don't count as viewers. And so that's not really a big deal for us, but if you have other channels that you watch that are actually reliant on viewership, you might have to start typing to help them, and I don't know if this is true, though. I understand Hyper knows what they're doing, so I think I trust their knowledge and grasp on the situation. So, creator dashboard. Are you going to let... Yes, I know I'm live. Maybe I can change the label here. Or maybe not. Account settings? Nope. Yeah, it keeps saying, like, no, I don't want to stream that. Why are you awful? I don't understand technology. And if you're just tuning in now, we are on a brief 10-minute break, of which there are 3 minutes left. Players, I am in the process of, while we're taking a break, to try and actually tag our stream as a tabletop role-playing game instead of a podcast, which was a mistake, a terrible, terrible mistake, and now it won't let me fix it. Oh, wait. Can I fix it here? Okay. Tabletop RPGs. Okay, I think. Okay, so did I fix it? Is it gone? Yay! It looks like we are now a tabletop RPG stream. Yay! So Dracus, what I did was just go to the main page where we're streaming, click the edit button, and then change the category there while we are streaming live. And it looks like it's still there. Yay! So let me look on the dashboards and see if that changed anything. Because what the fuck? As you can probably tell by the channel name Magic Fish Radio that I was supposed to use this for podcasting. But yeah, those projects require me to write scripts, and it's really just much easier to give players something to react to and see what funny shit happens. I was considering turning these into an actual podcast by editing them down, but I don't know that we all have the audio equipment to really make that work great. And I do not currently have the money to send new webcams and microphones to all of my players. So, but maybe someday, if we get enough viewers to accidentally stumble upon having a subscription option. But that's not really the plan. So, yeah. And yeah, so we might, I think we're officially a tabletop RPG now, according to Twitch. Maybe. Let me go back and look. Doop-a-doop. Oh, hey, hey, friends.
Hi.
Y'all are back. Yes, it says tabletop RPGs. So, yay.
I'm so glad you figured out how to fix it.
It was, well, we'll see if it's actually fixed. For all I know, it is not.
Well,
because
it's appearing on my computer as a tabletop RPG stream. So that means it's outputting that way.
Same.
Nice.
We'll see if it sticks, but it
yeah.
should. Should.
But, so I'll log back into my civilian account. Because I will cheat to increase our numbers. We're labeled correctly, yes. I fixed the stream! Sort of. We are now actually labeled as a tabletop RPG and not a podcast. Not that we even have any trolls calling us on that this week. So. That wasn't, they weren't really calling us on not being a podcast. They were like, what's this? I'm a troll.
I kindly explained, and if they thought they were trolling, then that's their problem.
I'm a troll. I'm a person watching Twitch who clearly doesn't know what Dungeons and Dragons is. Lol. It's like, yeah, I'm sure that's a thing. Okay, kid. Who's the hot chick in the blue lipstick? And they didn't even follow us, so definitely a troll.
Oh well.
And joke's on them. I'm Ace Spectrum. So, are we ready to jump back into shenanigans?
Yeah.
Ready as will be.
Okay.
Which is to say, not very, but kind of.
Okay. So,
Sunburst still needs to unmute.
Sorry. I've just been talking to y'all this whole time. When did I mute? Did I never unmute?
No, apparently
I've
not.
been muted this whole time.
Muted this whole time.
Oh my god! I was like, why am I
sorry.
not getting No, it's okay. That's great. Y'all, my med's doing crazy things to me. It's okay. It's cool.
Sometimes it be like that.
okay, I am back on the private chat tab, so if y'all have any more problems about us not being able to hear you, just poke me on that. Is it that? No, it's
Okay.
not. Because StreamYards, it's over there. Okay.
So there's
Shoo.
ways.
Okay.
Dum dum.
All right. So, y'all are stomping your way up the fire escape to the roof of an adjacent building,
Okay.
and you
I mean-
survive.
Stomping. We're hopefully not stomping on our way past the 4th, 5th, and 6th floors, but beyond that, yeah, probably could be stomping.
We're probably still fine on the 4th, 5th, and 6th floors.
Yeah.
7th, things are flagging. 10th, wish I was dead. 12th, I'm pretty sure I am dead. 14th, I'm almost there. 15th, I'm dead, but I'm also there.
I'm getting too old.
15th is the
Yep.
point where you've accepted this new reality. You're just going to climb stairs forever. And then it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not just, it's a fire escape. So it's stairs, it's ladders, it's, oh my goodness. The things you do to stop a vampire lord from, erasing you from existence.
It's
Yeah,
part of
that
the
would be
job.
ideal.
It's part of how I've lived this long.
Oh my god. Mm.
She's not my prince. It's like, well, that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Unless my position is equivalent to a prince, I'm still probably going to get killed by her, So vulnerably killed by a prince, even if not my prince.
As far as Tilda's concerned, she is everyone's prince. It's just some are
Yeah.
more privileged to know she's there, and others are not.
Actual.
It's a really fun city where the vamp prince is a Invictus Von True, and the mayor is a Carthian. Oh dear. Anywho, you make it to the roof. Hooray!
Yay!
Now you have to go across a couple roofs to get to the one you want.
Okay.
I head over.
Okay.
Okay. So what's our plan for distraction?
I mean, hopefully we don't need one.
Okay.
If we're approaching completely unnoticed.
Are we going to just knock on the door?
We're not knocking. Pick the lock and get in that way.
Okay. Let's do that.
The name of the game is Covert.
Okay.
Possibly
Oh.
Covert.
Filthy.
Or Covert if you're being French.
Okay, let's do it.
You're an NPC on the comms. So, like, what are you gonna do to the guy, or with him? Like, is there a plan for that?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me?
A special
So I know.
delivery to the prince of the city. I expect that if she doesn't have anything better to do with him, she can always eat him.
Okay, but then, like, how do you get him out of there?
We go and we get him.
Merc has a one-track mind.
I'm in the Mercenaries Guild. This is not the first time I've gone to pick up
Yeah.
somebody who didn't want to be picked up.
Dune just drags people out. That's how it works.
I'm the fighter. I don't know why. I don't know why
Like,
you're getting me
have
for
to charm them.
all the covert plans here, because I'm the fighter.
Yeah. That's why I was like, why don't I just call the guy out and say we have a bedbug infestation?
I don't think he's that kind of doctor.
But he would.
No, I mean, it'll get him out of his
bed bugs are
apartment.
still a problem, man. Oh.
So what is the plan?
Do you know his phone number?
We can prank phone call.
I don't have his phone number.
No.
And
Okay.
Does Orchard have his phone number? I somehow doubt it, but
Orchard.
Hello, this is Orchard. How may I help you?
Do you have a phone number for a Dr. Rabin?
There are 50 Dr. Robbins in the Eden City metropolitan area.
How about here in Steeltown?
And you hear, There are no Dr. Robbins registered in Steeltown.
Okay, thanks. It was worth a try.
You're welcome. The little hologram that popped out of your phone just pops back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the window of his apartment near the fire escape?
I mean,
Tom is taking a look, and he's like, yes, I think so. It's not an easy jump right in. It's kind of next to it, so someone will have to be kind of acrobatic to do that, but it's close enough. That's really not up to code, to be honest, but still time.
Idea. So I knock on the door and I pretend that I am I don't know, like a Jehovah's Witness maybe. And I just keep him occupied while whoever is breaking into his apartment does that. And I can't think of the rest of the plan, but I'm sure someone has the rest of it.
Tom, to the best of your ability, to the best of your knowledge, from where you are, is the man alone in his apartment?
Yeah, that's the information that I'm getting.
Give me a sec to see if I can try something. And then a couple minutes go by, and he's like, I'm pretty sure the guy's alone.
I can get in through the window, and I can cosh him on the back of the head. Unless Klaus would like to provide a more gentle relaxant, as it were. Though I don't know...
Oh, who said anything about gentle? And I pull out like 10 different things. What kind of unconscious are you going for here?
Do you want unconscious but can still walk? Do you want unconscious and crying?
Do you want his emotions running high? Do you want him like knocked out so you can physically drag him out?
Are my only requirements. Things that I'm not sure I could guarantee if I used a kosh on him.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect the vampire prince would like to have some words with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, not permanently fucking him up. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably talk to him, and he's kind of been giving us a bad reputation. People see me in the street and they run away screaming, more than they usually do. But it's a bad look.
I think it's because you need a haircut, but that could be my opinion, sir.
That may be. But the drug deal. It's not our thing.
When the wolf blood says you need a haircut, given the amount of hair a wolf blood normally sees, you probably do. In fact,
Okay, so what do I need to roll to get the proper drug for knocking this guy out effectively?
Okay, well, is that you just want him to be knocked out, or do you want him to be lucid enough to answer questions, or is it a paralytic? Is it what?
Let's go for totally mentally absent, so that he can walk out if you tell him to, but he won't have any awareness of what he's doing.
Because the last time we tried to do that with somebody,
all right,
we weren't using drugs. It got us banned from the thing permanently.
Right.
And I don't think we're going to be walking out this time. I really don't think the front doors are going to be out.
Okay. Paralytic. Cool.
Okay, we don't need to use dominate, but you do have dominate.
I mean, there's no killing overkill. We can do this.
You do have a dominate. vampire on your team. But, you know, you can also do drugs.
Yeah, we could.
Drugs is easier to do if you're like handing it to Dune to get in, because that's the idea. Is I'm going to give something to Dune so that Dune alone can go in and get this guy physically out of the apartment.
So
Okay.
the two of us will be Jehovah's Witnesses.
Can I tell you about the good news of Longinus?
Have you heard of your Lord and Savior's Devontrue?
Oh my God.
Yes, they are.
I heard the good news of Prince Tilda.
We don't talk about the Prince Tilda.
Yeah, I feel like she wouldn't take too kindly to just like sharing her name.
I mean, he may very well be about to meet her, but
Yeah.
still don't throw that name around.
Yeah, but
No.
we would have a reason to do that. You don't throw the name around.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay, I would say, Klaus, I would say that would be intelligence and medicine.
Okay.
What are these?
+1, because I say so, and that's not suspicious at all.
No, not at all. Okay, I rolled a 9, so the 13, 18. So that is 4 successes.
Woot.
An 18?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
I have
Yeah.
I have +5 to medicine, and I rolled a 9, and I have a 3 in intelligence.
14 is 3. Okay, sorry. No, I
Yeah.
was thinking it would be more than 4 successes. Sorry. I can't do basic
I have a
math.
cheat sheet. I wrote
Yes.
it down.
So do I.
There it
I
is.
have math.
It's
Nice,
the number
okay.
of successes.
I have effectively the same thing because I am also bad at math and numbers, and
Yeah.
that's why I.
It's enough to add
roleplay.
the dice and the dots. Converting it over to successes is a pain in the ass if you don't have it written down.
Okay, so 4 successes, you said?
Yep.
So you said you wanted the effect to be he's mentally checked out but can be walked, so you don't have to carry him, or
And then I amended to also a paralytic, so mentally checked out and can't and won't move because Dune just wants to physically drag him out.
okay,
Carry him
yeah,
out.
that's easy. He'll have a hangover in the morning.
That
If he
is
makes
not
it
my
to the
concern,
morning.
and may in fact be my goal.
Yes. Punishment. Punishment.
Vigilante justice. Whee!
Yeah. Listen,
I am that.
I am in the drug dealing game. I'm here to give people a good time, not a dangerous time. He's giving everyone a bad time. He's giving everyone a bad name. If he has a hangover in the morning, that is the least I can do.
Oh yeah.
This guy is messing with your very specific turf, and you
I
don't
mean,
like it.
he caused Presley to get high enough that Petruchio had to put in drug tests at work, which I'm bitter about. So
Yeah, it's super not cool, bruh.
Messed up. Messed up.
listen, I can still sneak shit in. Petruchio will never find it, but it does make it harder.
Yeah.
And you had to change your whole medication schedule around just for when you check in the morning, and it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm like, you just forgive that.
Highly inconvenient, and it's this guy's fault.
Okay.
Curse Aqua Scum.
I will say with 4 successes, you even have a syringe to put it in,
Ooh.
Fancy.
because you were just at a medical lab and you have, your I don't know if I made this clear enough in your background, but you have a kind of hidden pocket that is not in your clothes.
Yeah.
That sounded awful, but let's just say plugins are very interesting in this game.
Oh yes, the pocket that's not in your clothes. Whatever could that be?
No, it is not the prison pocket. Because that's where I knew I was heading, and I was immediately regretful of it.
That was like that. There was some book or something where like some female character took the wallet out of her vagina. It was a
credit
small
card.
purse. Her to fit a few credit cards tucked neatly into her vagina. Pulled out in the middle of a shop, just like, what was that in? What was that from?
Anyway,
This is a hidden compartment because I am an android. This is all I will say.
a sneaky android.
But you all don't know this.
Commander Data style, a thing pops out of your head and just ejects a disk drive. That's the extra
No. Well, it looks like I'm reaching into my jacket pocket, but I'm actually reaching into a secret compartment.
Also, Klaus could probably think of way more effective ways of administering drugs than the butt.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
They said what? In the butt. What? In the butt.
This is my own fault.
I don't know what I expected, but
There we go.
Anyway, let's go beat us up a scientist.
Yeah, you a nerd.
So wait, what are common
Beautiful.
deities of this world?
What are the what?
Common deities.
Pick one. I mean, there's a lot of Norse stuff in Eden, which is,
Okay,
not really
cool.
a surprise.
Sweet. Okay, I got it.
So yeah, Norse, but basically, well, religions are technically illegal in the core, so everyone does them anyway. But,
Perfect.
the core said no, so they still all do religion anyway. And a lot of vampires, it's generally known that there are many religions, not cults because of size, run by vampires. For some reason, this works out. But there's just any deity you can think of. You can probably find it somewhere in the galaxy.
Okay. What's the vampire cult that's local called?
That would for a changeling to know, that would require a roll.
Oh. I mean, I am going there with a vampire.
For you, that would be
Unbelievable sound.
Hey, you know what? I'll just pick a random god. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not religious. I don't really know that much about my history, so yeah.
You're Poseidon, Lord and Savior Poseidon, King of the Sea.
There we
Okay,
go.
that's fantastic.
Mermaids are people too.
Oh, come on!
Do you want to do the talking? Or?
I think we can both do the
All right,
talking.
all right.
Yeah. Okay.
So you easily make it to the roof of the target building, and then there is a stairwell that opens onto this roof, and the door isn't locked. So because Steel Town, and yeah, it's just kind of a quiet. There doesn't sound like there's a lot going on in this building. Like, you're not sure if people are asleep or out or just nobody here anyway. But there is a clunky old elevator and a set of fire stairs. So
I'm going back down the outside of the building quietly.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Because
also have
I'm not puffed and wheezing.
yep. You're just control. And yeah, so yeah, you can make it. You can kind of see where it's like there's the window, but instead of the fire escape being here, it's like here next to the window, and then there's the ladder, and it's like, yeah, that's not up to code.
Obviously, yeah, the fire escape was retrofitted.
So yeah. So yeah, getting from there to the window is closed. So once it's go time, you will need a roll, and I'll figure out what that roll is.
Okay.
Roll to kick some ass. No.
Yeah.
We'll roll with breaking and entering.
Yeah.
Brute force. Brute force. Brute force.
Yeah, I'd say this is going to be a dex roll, and your dex ain't great.
Yeah, but it's not horrible.
Huh.
Dex brawling because I know a lot about breaking windows from brawling.
Okay, so you would be breaking the window.
And yeah. Or actually, no, I gotta do this quietly, don't I? Damn. Dex stealth then.
Okay. So when we get there, we will get there. So for now, Presley and Petruchio are, so you're just going to go down to the, so Tom is on the comms and he's basically giving you like it should be like, it's like a street facing window. So presumably it should be like, he can't tell the apartment number from there, but like he gives you basically where the front door should be based on where you tell him the corridor is laid out.
Okay.
So
And we know what the guy looks like.
yeah, because you saw him on the camera.
Okay. So I guess we'll knock on the door that we think is his.
He hears it. So you hear someone stomping, like the walls are just like paper thin in this weird apartment building, this crappy old apartment building. And he opens the door and just kind of stares at you. Well, what?
Have you heard the good news of our Lord and Savior Poseidon?
No, and he closes the door again.
All right. We should probably try that again.
Okay.
Bunker. Do it. Do it.
Right. So let me just knock on the door.
He opens it again. What? What?
Hey, how you doing? So I'd like to talk to you for a moment if you've got some time. Let me just put my foot right in the door there. So if you've got some time, the associate and I want to talk to you about the good Lord Poseidon, King of the Sea.
Dexterity. Okay, that explodes.
Hey.
21 for 5 successes. I rolled a 10 and then a 7, and then I have 4 more. Two dex and 2 stealth.
Yeah, and you were getting an additional +1, which I guess doesn't really matter now. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So look, I don't believe in religion. Just leave me alone. I have work to do.
Neither do I, but you've got to hear this shit. It is the most insane
I am
shit
so much more important than you. Like,
but have you considered mermaids?
No. I have work to do, and it's very important. And if you useless people would just leave, that would be very helpful. I would say you have to make another stealth roll to sneak up on him, but you do still get that additional +1.
All right. Yeah. So that's a 6 plus 5 at that point for 11 and 2 successes.
So you rolled an 11. He rolled a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the hope on him. And he's basically just like throwing in like, I am not interested in this. I don't know why you're bothering me. My work is so much more important than your stupid religion. I'm sure I'm better at my stuff than you are at your, and then just like
Maybe if you would have listened to us, you would have been okay.
So yeah, you drop
You
them.
all hear me through the comms. No, that was just straight up lie right there.
That's what you get.
And because you dropped him before he could put up any kind of fight, you hear from Tom, so good job. It doesn't seem like anyone's been alerted or anything. So, like, the bouncer's still downstairs doing his bouncer thing. So, like, I will keep an eye on them, but, like, if you're going to toss the room, you want to do it now.
Yep. That was going to be my next. That's what I was going to do next.
Yeah.
So I actually take the time now to look around the room more so than it took just to, cross from the window to where the front door was. What do I see?
It's, so there's like a bathroom and a kitchen and like a sleeping area, but it basically looks like a really crappy dorm room. Like no one, actually no, this is wits investigation, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to make you roll.
While they were all doing their scheme, I was probably taking my time getting down there to help investigate after they'd taken care of getting the guy out of the way.
Yeah, that's fair.
6 and 6 is 12.
Okay. So it's 2 successes. So yeah, it's so what's way more impressive looking is all the basically the science lab. This guy, it's like a crappy like 1-room studio apartment with a bunch of windows on the outer wall. So there's like a bed in it and a chair. Well, no, actually, no. There is a nice office chair in the lab, but it's like this place is like 80% laboratory, and you see tons of. Actually, Klaus, I also need you to give me what's investigation.
Yeah. I up here go, ooh, this is fun. And it's a 10. I don't have any in investigation. Does that do anything?
Wait, you don't have any investigation?
Nope.
He's got medicine. They've got medicine.
I'll allow you to use science.
Okay.
Derp.
That will make it a 15.
Okay. Because it's specifically a laboratory.
Yeah.
Okay, 15. 3 successes is better.
Dexter's laboratory.
So yeah, so Klaus, you've seen some shit. This is not your standard crappy meth lab, which fits in with what you analyze from the substances themselves. Like there are all the equipment needed to like precisely cut and measure and cut again various substances. There is, there are like plastic containers full of the specific goblin fruits. There is a container that is, kept, looks like tightly hermetically sealed, and it is full of firethorn, which seems to be writhing.
I'm just going to point out, hey guys, look at that right there.
It's an actual firethorn plant?
It seems to be. Like, you've never seen it, like, give me int occult. Anyone who is what the fuck about this?
I'll take my chance with that.
Wait, wrong character sheet.
11, 2 successes.
Okay.
12, 2 successes.
So,
Intelligence.
from what since you're both on the Firethorn Removal Brigade, you can say that you've never really seen it grow through solid matter. It'll grow around it, it'll grow up it, it'll grow over it, it'll grow through any cracks it can find. But you've never seen it been able to get through a stone wall or like plexiglass.
I rolled an 11.
Yeah, Priestley, you remember more or less the same thing, except you also see it in the hedge. Sometimes the hedge changes itself around the Firethorn. But in the mundane world, like, yeah, so I guess someone was crazy enough to just pack some in a hermetically sealed jar, and now it can't get out. And like that jar is like in like a larger containment thing with like the glove things. The glove things. It's like in a hazmat like.
Yeah, I got you.
So there are like multiple layers of security, and it seems to be like it's writhing a bit, but it's also continuing to grow inside this.
I'm going to snap a picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures of all this shit because
there's also
documentation is important.
There's also less dangerous goblin fruit, but Klaus and Presley, I'd say you both recognize. Oh yeah, those are the funny fruits you eat for a good time.
Or possibly a bad time if you're not careful.
Yeah, you know, apricot bananas and just weird stuff. But yeah, it looks like, you know, this guy. It doesn't look like he was processing the Firethorn. But it looked like he was processing some goblin fruits into various forms, and there's like yeah, just the kind of, I forget what it's called, the big machine they use for compounding in compounding pharmacies to make drugs. Okay, I don't remember either, but yeah,
I have no knowledge of these things.
Yeah,
all that fancy pharmaceutical equipment and very precise scales, and the guy, you know, there's a laptop out. And there's like a whiteboard that he scribbled stuff on. And
I'll take a picture of that too.
Yep.
Am I able to make sense of anything that is scribbled on the whiteboard? Is
it
it useful?
It really just confirms what you'd already analyzed, just that everything is very carefully weighed and measured and processed. It looks like, from what you can see, you see like the version you saw in all of your analyses, and then you see like him sketching out possibly a new version, possibly with more Firethorn in it.
All right.
Yikes.
Let me know when we're about done here.
And there's also a laptop.
We'll take it with us.
Okay.
Yes, let's take the laptop with us.
Yeah. We don't need to mess with it here. And while we do have the computer's expert, I don't think we need to hang about and do it here.
Any data that's on there should still be on there when we get out.
And you don't see any more finished product around. It looks like he literally just sold, or was going to sell Valerie everything he had made for the week.
Okay.
Like, this is definitely, Klaus, what you notice from your experience is that, like, he's being super specific in formulating things, but this is not a super practical, like, drug lab. Like,
Yeah.
It must take him all week just to make the bag that you have. Or days at a time. Like, this is not an easy product to mass produce. So if he's trying to make money off of it, then this is not the way to go. Like, there are way easier to make drugs that you can sell for comparable prices, or, you know, or even for less, but just make more of it in a more, you know, effective.
Well, the more profit based on the things that are in this lab.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, you're not entirely, like, yeah. So
I'm going to share that observation with the group. I'm going to be like, this guy wasn't out to make money. This is not a money operation. There's something else going on here.
No, I suspect he was trying to sow chaos, or he was working for someone who was bankrolling him. Because I don't see how just even the amount we gave him for the drugs that we got could sustain the chemical habit necessary to keep up this laboratory, or even provide the starting capital.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. And clearly he's not selling other drugs and doesn't have a history of making or selling other drugs, because I've never heard of him.
I would like to roll Wits Investigation to look for manufacturer's marks and serial numbers on the equipment.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, that's an 8, so I got 1 success. 2 plus 6.
That was not a bug.
It wasn't
Okay.
a 1.
I'd say that so okay, so you do see where those serial numbers are supposed to be, and that he has, or someone has just like broken them off.
Ended them off, yeah.
So it's most likely he either, well, someone stole this equipment and then he got it, whether he stole it or there was a fence or what have you. And in this system, it's like theft in this system is one thing. Black market from outside is quite a lot more lucrative. It's kind of weird that way. The local emergency services and investigators are a lot better at busting crimes that stay in the system than those that run through it. Hence, your standing army is a bunch of pirates. So, like, you may know, you have to look into it. You might be able to ask around, like, but it's...
Is there any, like,
boosted.
particularly specialized equipment in here that I could look more into?
Well, it is very weird to have that kind of hazmat containment thing in a meth lab.
Okay.
So that's a bit weird.
That is something that would be harder for somebody like this to get their hands on.
Yeah. Everything else, like...
The professional compounding machine. It's not something you'd find in a black market clinic, if you will. There's just no call for it, not unless you're a professional.
Except that Klaus does know some professionals, and some do like to be this precise.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that for a black market item, it has a very limited and specific audience, and a very limited and specific fence. Because it's not worth going to a regular person to try and fence this thing. They wouldn't have contacts for it. They wouldn't know who to try and sell it to. So there'd only be a couple of fences handling medical equipment like the compounding machine in the city, even if it is coming from outside. Because not everybody has not everybody has a license or knows how to use the damn machine. So, like, you have to know how to use it. You have to want to use it. And you have to want it off the black market, which combined is a much smaller cross section of people than your general average,
Dune, I want you to roll intelligence and streetwise.
which I do have.
And you can add a +1 for Idun system.
Okay. My intelligence is not that great. Okay. But I got a 10, so.
Okay, that's enough. So a 10 altogether or a 10 again?
I rolled a 4, have a +6 for everything.
All right. So, so like I said, a lot of black market stuff runs through Idun system. Since the opening of Core, Expanse, Verge, since the opening of the Verge planets, a lot of the new systems have been founded or are being founded by corporations, elite people who want a system-sized playground, etc. And in those circumstances, the rich people are the ones who want to control all resources, including those tied to healthcare. So traditionally, this kind of specialized medical equipment is, it's, why do this when you can just build a meth lab? However, a lot more of it than you think comes through Eden's system as the very, the last stop in the expanse on your way to the verge. And a lot of not bad people need this equipment to do their own black market healthcare, basically, because the galaxy is not a fair place. So it's like, if it were 50 years ago, like that would be, yeah, who the fuck buys a compounding machine? But more currently, it's like,
I'm just like, it's here in Eden's system where our social nets are good and our healthcare is largely free. So, like,
true.
Yes, passing through that makes sense. Yes, smugglers make sense, but fences here.
So yeah, someone buying it here, that is a bit weird.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
Okay. But yeah, the truly weird thing is the hazmat setup, because this guy is harvesting Firethorn. Because it's dumb.
Right.
You're not even entirely sure, Klaus, like, even with that containment, like, how does he get it out of there and, like, through the processing process? Like, you're not quite sure.
Yeah. I was trying to rationalize that, and it was not working.
Well, you know what it might mean if something doesn't seem rational.
Probably magic or some bullshit.
Mhm.
Magic bullshit.
Magic bullshit.
Klaus, I would like you to roll something else. I would like you to roll wits and let me see. Roll wits occult, and you can use a +1 for your mage status.
Okay, I'm at 16, which is 3 successes.
All right. So as you're kind of looking around, you kind of notice the guy is passed out. Or you kind of look over at your passed out friend, who is now just in his lab coat and not his overcoat. One of the things you see, like, on the lab coat is kind of like, like it usually has, like, a lot of lab coats will have a, med tech or specter tech or something, whoever owns the lab coat or whatever. This has an emblem of something called the Technogotic Union, which is not a legacy, not a cabal. Is it basically tradition? Okay, so mages have a path and a tradition. Path is like what species they are. The tradition is kind of their values. You don't have a tradition because fuck all that noise.
Yeah.
And the Technogotic Union is a tradition.
Okay.
They are the mages who are kind of like the Carthians and Vampire, where they're like, everyone should be happy and powerful and in charge of their own destiny, and yay, like, in an advanced society like this, kind of, no one doesn't do technology. Well, depending on the individual mage, some try to reject technology, but it's hard. The Technogotic Union, and they're working on stuff like on the nice side of the spectrum, they're like, we should always help humans and be helpful to society and all that, and then we can all evolve together. Others are like, hey, everyone should be an awakened mage, and so they vary in sanity level.
This all sounds scary, but okay.
They can be scary in, like, that annoying upbeat way.
So clearly,
but that doesn't seem to go with this guy's, like, appearance here.
Mad science is what the Technogotic Union does, or is definitely within their wheelhouse, and this seems like mad science to you.
They're the Izzet League. You guys should have done, instead of Poseidon, either Niv Mizzet or the Omnissiah.
Have you heard the good news of Morgane Le Fay? Oh wait, no, Le Fay. I'm sure there is a cult of Morgane Le Fay in this town. Anyway. Oh no, because she's probably a true Fae. That doesn't mean it's not a religion because there are some.
Have you heard of our new guildmaster, Mrs. Decapenius?
If I told you the good news of Merlin.
What a scumbag. Sorry. That's obligatory. Bastard, man.
So, yeah, you suspect magical bullshit.
Right.
And it looks like it might be mage magical bullshit, which is worse.
Yeah.
Well, do we have everything we need from here?
Assuming you're picking up the unconscious guy, yeah. Or paralyzed, I guess.
But first, I would like to roll.
Oh wait, I forgot. Klaus, 3 successes. You also see, as you're kind of looking over this asshole, you kind of notice there's like a mark on his wrist, and it is like it's kind of like further back up here, or no, you'd be stupid. It's here. It's the sigil of the Acanthus path, which is another path of mage.
Okay.
And those are the ones that do time and fate, specifically,
Okay.
and they're fucking everywhere in the city because you don't know. It's annoying. Acanthi
Sounds
like
annoying.
really like it here, and they're all obnoxious when they get together. Oh my god! So
I'd like to roll Wits improvised weaponry to basically rig this place to blow once we're gone. Not big, but I want to start a fire in here.
okay,
Okay. I don't want to take out the building, but I would like to burn the place to the ground. Yes. Give people time to get out before, as soon as they smell smoke. More smoke.
okay,
I have smoke where things are on fire as opposed to drugs.
yeah, okay. Sure, roll it.
This does not seem to be the kind of place where we want to leave behind any kind of stuff people might use to make it again. You know what I mean?
What happens if you burn the firethorn? Is there a better way to dispose of that?
Do you have a better way to destroy the laboratory? I'll roll while you're thinking about it, but that's an
How did we get rid of the firethorn in the early sessions? I forget.
Didn't we do it?
Because we called in other people and they got rid of it.
15 with 3 successes.
Yeah, aren't we part of the removal team?
Yeah.
Oh, you are, and you can
Yeah.
call people in.
Oh, why don't we do that?
Because I don't really want a lot of strangers whose motives we do not know tramping through this place before we destroy it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And hey, if there's a firethorn outbreak here, maybe it'll smother the fire, and the firethorn people can come and deal with it. Either way, it'll still destroy the place.
Well, we could burn down the whole place.
So yeah, I'm rigging this for to burn.
Okay, with 3 successes, yes, you can. There is an oven. It clearly doesn't look like it's been used ever. It looks like this guy primarily eats takeout.
Yeah.
And that's whoever, you're probably not him, but someone stored all their baking sheets in the oven. No one's used this ever.
Yeah.
But it has to be an apartment that can be rented. It has to have an oven in it because weird city law. Anyway, so yeah, you can easily rig up some the gas line. Actually, no, everything can be electric now. You can easily rig up some stuff to blow up.
Yeah. To
You
start
could almost
the fire.
burn down the dorm. Sorry, I heard earlier that my dad almost burned down a dorm building when he was in college.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna rig it to start burning, and then
you put the microwave on a timer and ball up some tin foil and put it in there. Easy. And you set it up on a remote app. No problem.
Yep. Not my first time blown up a place, but that's not really a story for now. I pick up the unconscious doctor.
Yeah.
We should be getting down to the ground floor on the fire escape before we catch it, as it were.
Are we actually using the fire escape to escape a fire? Wild.
A fire to be, anyway.
Gray Tom gets on. So you do know that the fire escape in this building goes all the way down past the bouncer, right? Just saying.
Well, I rigged the place to blow, so I don't know that we want to go up 11 floors and then over on the rooftops. We
Well,
could, I guess.
Yeah, just set it remotely.
That enough.
You've blown up shit before. Come
Yes,
on, man.
yes.
Oh,
I was thinking of my companions who are looking a trifle winded.
Still suck it up. Just go. Guys, go.
okay, we're going.
We go up the inside stairs, because if we don't have to go out of the fire escape, I'm not going to the fire escape.
Yeah, the stairs are... Well, there's also a clunky old elevator.
Yes, people will hear that going
I'd
up.
rather take the stairs.
All right. Start going. Oh, God.
By this time, Dune is popping audibly when he gets to the top because he's carrying another person.
Yeah.
Great Tom starts giving him shit about it over the intercom. It's like, if you have to carry a 200-pound scientist up the stairs, I'd like to hear what you sounded like.
Well, you couldn't hear me because I'm a fucking, it's not a Thayer. I'm a fucking new moon. And if you hear me, it's too late. So, there. Oh my God. Like, I could shoot any one of you through the building just by sound. Like, oh my God. What is wrong with you people? Yo, like, get it together.
Not being a werewolf. It's Twilight Wolf Country.
Okay, fair. And yeah, so yeah, you make it out of the building to the rooftop and then back across the other roofs to the slightly easier to deal with fire escape. And at what point do you click the button? Or do you drop the spike?
When we're down off that fire escape and like half a block away, that's when I'll press the button.
Beep. So yeah, you don't...
Nothing really happens for a bit, and then you start hearing the sirens.
Yeah, like nothing, you click it and there's like really nothing happens. And then if you watch for a little while, like then there's some smoke coming out of the window you broke. And then like you see the bouncer kind of like hears something and is like, what? And he looks up and he's like, oh shit. And, runs back inside.
But we're not hanging around to see it. We're getting us gone with the scientist.
Oh yeah.
I don't...
Yeah, you're just carrying a body around Steel Town and no one bugs you. Because it's Steel Town.
I don't want to deal with that.
Don't, man. It's Steel Town.
Yep.
So yeah, y'all, where are you taking this guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I don't actually know where we're going.
Other players?
Where would we meet?
Yeah, we were put up to this by your person, right?
Are you still playing?
Sorry, I'm feeling. What happened? We're bringing the guy out.
Yeah.
We're dragging a body around Steel Town.
Grab the ankles.
Yeah, I think Dune's got it.
Okay, Dune's got it. So we probably just need to make sure that we're not seen, right?
This is Steel Town. I don't care.
No one seems to be bugging. No one seems worried about it on the street.
Go back to the office.
If we go all the way back to the office, people are going to stare because we're going to leave Steel Town. I think Petruchio should put in a call to the big bad person who voluntold us to do this whole deal.
Oh, you need to call the prince.
All right, I mean, he might not be too happy about this, but he might be delighted. I don't know.
Call Prince Tilda.
All right, give me a sec. All right.
Call Prince Tilda.
All right, so I'll take out my phone. dial the number. Does the call go through?
It seems to. No one answers, but it sounds like someone or something picked up.
Okay.
So generally, the prince does not speak directly to anyone. So this might be a recording. It might be she's picked up and is just not talking to you because she doesn't have to. Generally, you've only really gotten texts from this number before.
All right. Hey, Prince Stelda, I know this is, unusual way for me to contact you, but we got the guy. We did it. We did a little bit of a complication. We gotta get out of here, though. So I was wondering if you might be able to, like, help us out with that somehow, mayhaps, like, get us an
I
Uber.
don't know where to drop the package, as it were.
Is that?
We just need to know where to drop the package. We can get it there. No
Like,
problem.
where
So you're on the phone, and you hear, you say all that, and then you kind of hear a click, and you hear a, please, hold, please. It's a very mechanized voice. And no one actually gets on the line. However, the space equivalent of a sleek black sedan kind of drives up next to you on the street. And you don't recognize the driver, who is kind of spaced out for some reason. But one of the doors, actually no, it's a sedan. One of the doors opens, and you do recognize the sheriff of the city, who is another high-ranking vampire, more likely to be the person you meet. Generally, the sheriff is more investigation, and the scourge is more beat the shit out of you. So you're pretty sure it's safe for you to get in this car. But yeah. And so the sheriff, like, kind of opens a passenger side door, and he's like, or she's like, yeah, get in.
All right. Should we give the stiff shotgun or not?
No, I have shotgun.
Oh,
I always have shotgun. I'm the sheriff.
My bad. All right. So we'll get him in the middle seat, and I'll sit on the right side.
It's weird because inside it's a bit like a limo, but on the outside it looks more like it's sedan. It's confusing, but it's also the future, so why not?
Yeah, sure.
So it's actually kind of nice in there. Like, nothing fancy with weird lights or bottle service or anything, but just, it's like a comfy place to sit and leave a body in the middle of the floor while you guys are sitting.
I'll dump the body along the middle of the floor so that it cannot be seen from the windows. Yep. Not my first time.
So the windows are tinted, very much tinted.
True, but you never know.
Yeah.
We gotta rate this guy 5 stars.
Besides that, we are in the car with the sheriff, which...
Oh, all of us got in the car. I was not going to get in the car. I didn't think we were invited. I thought it was just the vampire.
No, the sheriff's like, no, bring your team.
Okay.
I will get in the car with the body then.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a body. It's an unconscious dude, but it's a body.
It's a body.
Fantastic.
So.
He's not even quite unconscious. He just thinks he's dreaming all of this shit that he's watching.
And as you're driving, so the driver looks very brain fucked right now and is just driving. You definitely notice he's got some marks on his neck. However, it does seem like it has the equivalent of an emergency services radio. It has a cop radio in it that at least can receive transmissions, and there's a Firethorn outbreak on blah, 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 above the Club Grim, and yeah, it sounds from the radio. The Firethorn has grown out of a 5th-story window and is now covering that entire face of the building. There do not seem to be any civilians left inside. If anyone's in the area, please respond. A response team is being sent and should arrive in ETA 5 minutes. So that happened.
I guess
I'm gonna
we
give him like
Not a-
accusatory glare at the mostly unconscious guy on the floor. Not that he's going to register it, but like and I wonder whose fault that is. But I'm not gonna say anything just because I don't really know what social political thing is going on in this car.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, we in the vampire car.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're in a vampire car. There's a official sitting in the front seat. I don't want to open my mouth because this is not my scene.
I mean, if there's anything that's weird that you want to say it to me. I'll say it aloud. I can probably get away with it.
What?
I give him a look like, you, sir,
Different.
are the vampire equivalent of 13 years old. I don't think you can get away with much.
I don't think
But
this is World of Darkness.
I'll probably be sitting there, postman acting. I was like, so this is happening.
Yeah, so the car is definitely taking a long circuitous route to get to somewhere.
Oh.
Eventually, and he's driving for about an hour.
Once we get around 45 minutes or so, I want to check to make sure that the drug is not wearing off of this guy.
It is kind of starting to, but he's more like just muttering to himself and whining and telling people they suck and how important he is and how he's doing the really important research and how dare you and like
Okay.
just
So not enough that I need to give him another dose of shit.
not yet.
I will casually place my foot on his chest, just in case.
I'm gonna get another dose ready just in case.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you do it fine. You got like 4 successes on the first dose, so it's just
And I have time. There's no pressure to
Yeah.
get it done right this instant, so
and it's a very smooth ride.
that's not surprising.
Much better than that space lift you took the other game. It was like, oh, this is nice. You have there's a little table you can pull out of the side and like
Oh, and I'm not spellcasting,
That's
so nobody feels like they're going through a Stygian gate.
Appreciate.
So class is just measuring out some stuff to put in a syringe, and the guy is whining, muttering on the floor. Eventually, the car does stop, and let me look at the map. Don't do this to me, Drive. I know there's a map in there. I put it there.
Let's see. I've got the old town. Where's the map?
Oh, there we go. Okay, so, I'd say you end up kind of on the edge of. So you look out, and you're in kind of a transitional neighborhood where it's getting a bit more gentrified. So you're probably pretty close to Riverside, but you're in Farm Town. So they just drove you like around the outside length of the city. But luckily, vampires in this setting, at least in Eden system, are not affected by the sunlight because it's only the sun of Earth that hates vampires. Who knew?
It has a personal vendetta. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but knowing vampire society, the sun probably has a really good reason.
That's
It's
what
not racist if
the
it's
wrong sacrifice to a sun god.
this off the wrong deity. Oh dear. So, yeah, and the sheriff, so the sheriff's like, yeah, we own this block, so, yeah, so get out the car, take the body, walk into that building.
I've got him. And I do indeed have him. Back over the shoulder.
Awesome. Wait inside. I'll be with you shortly. And she just sort of smiles at the barely conscious driver. And you'll get out of the car, the sleek sedan one away. And yeah, there's just this kind of like a brownstone looking building. It's still like it's like a brownstone, only the stone is like white and gray, and it's 40 stories tall. Because Town is one of the newer, or has the newer buildings, but it just kept getting taller. And its mega cities are weird in the World of Darkness. Anyway, but yeah, so it's just like there's like a front stoop. There's like a more public entrance with like the keypad and all that, and then there's kind of like a private entrance that looks a bit fancier, and that door just kind of opens itself for you.
Solves that problem neatly. I go inside and I stop inside the door.
There's actually no number on this entrance, so who knows where you're walking into?
Okay.
Because vampire bullshit.
That honestly kind of terrifies me as the player. A door with no address, no number. Oh god.
This is where I die. This isn't it? Oh dear.
That's just my big day-to-day anxiety.
Dune's like, this is not my first time delivering a body to an unmarked address. It's been this nice, though. Normally, unmarked addresses are in the arse end of town, and everything is industrial and grimy.
So yeah, walking into
Fucking wild.
It's almost like you just are walking into someone's like really nice living room. Like nice carpets on the floor. There's actual like wood flooring with a rug, a fancy rug on it. The wood looks real. Just, and there's like a fireplace. There's like, it's almost like, it's like a Victorian style sitting room as a living room.
Okay.
And like there are more doors, and it looks like a door to a set of stairs going down. But it's like, so do you take any of the doors, or just hang out in the sitting room?
I'm inclined to just stay in the sitting room, wandering around unsupervised. Well, seemingly unsupervised in a vampire nest is a very good way to make yourself into food.
I'm gonna kind of peek through the doorways, but I'm not leaving this room.
One doorway looks like it's stairs leading down, and another doorway looks like it just leads into a corridor that again looks like an apartment corridor with its own stairs at the end. No elevator on this side, weirdly. So yeah, someone just carved out their own little private mini apartment building inside of the giant apartment building. Really fancy. Okay. So, but in that apartment, it's much swankier looking than the apartment building you just left. So, like, much nicer, better lighting, or any lighting at all, and nice carpets, and everything's clean and neat. There are no numbers on any of the doors in this apartment corridor.
My dice has disappeared. There it is. Yeah, we've gone from the college dorms to the uptown apartments.
Yeah.
More like the renovated East Village.
Okay.
But, yeah, close enough. Certainly a step up, or several steps up.
Okay.
And so eventually the sheriff comes back. She's this tall, severe-looking woman, lots of scars on one side of her face. Black leather trench coat, boots. You suspect the trench coat hides many weapons. And she's just like, all right, so we've got this prisoner here. She looks at Petruchio. I know you're a Vontru. I am a gangrel and do not know how to rip this guy's head open. Well, I know how to do it actually, but my understanding is that the prince wants the information in his head before we remove the head from the body.
I believe you'll want these as well. Do you have an address I can send pictures to?
Yeah, let me. And she basically tells you the number of a burner phone, and she's like, yeah, just send
I'll start sending photos there as well.
Everyone text me or send me whatever data you have to this unlisted number.
Klaus. I believe you still have the laptop.
Yep.
And we also, if you would do us the favor of disposing of the drug as well. We have some, I believe, 120 odd tablets.
Yeah, something like that. Like you had 50 doses, which is 100 tablets, and then you bought 100 more.
Yeah.
And so you have like 200 two like big bags of this stuff.
Just use like this big bag of drugs from seemingly nowhere. No one should be concerned
Steal back our
about
money.
this.
multiple big bags of drugs. And she's like, oh, no wonder this shit's popular. Ugh, it's pink. Ugh. And she puts it in her own
Chloe.
space pocket that seemingly no bulk under the...
But it's full of firethorn, so I don't know how to. I would not dispose of it in the normal fashion. Otherwise, I'd just burn it.
Yeah.
So there's actually firethorn in this, and that's what makes people go
absolutely.
crazy.
Remember the announcement over the radio about the firethorn outbreak? About
Yeah.
I think I'll send her to the burner phone my lab results of the chemical breakdown of it as well.
Okay. Yep, you definitely still have those.
and I confirmed it through a spirit wolf blood. There's definitely firethorn in the drug, and the firethorn outbreak you heard over the radio was us setting fire to the laboratory, which may have destroyed the containment he had on the firethorn he had in the place, which was growing in a jar, which is not the safest way to do firethorn.
I hope you set the firethorn outbreak on purpose to cover your tracks and that it was not an accident, correct?
That is exactly what we intended.
To the laboratory.
It was intentional.
That came across like, yes, of course we did, of course we did. It's like, good. Then we don't have to have a conversation about safety, which I can do, but I hate it. And you don't want me to hate what I'm doing. Okay. Okay.
We
I'm a
thought about
funny
it.
sheriff.
We gave ourselves and the other people in the building time to get out. We weren't aiming to hurt anyone. It's fine.
But we had to
I mean, except this guy, and she nudges him with her foot. It's like,
Well, obviously, well, fuck him.
But we didn't want to leave the laboratory as it was, because we didn't want anybody trying to get in afterwards to continue the experiments.
okay.
It's
Klaus,
not safe.
Okay. Klaus, did you photograph the picture of the Technogotic Union symbol?
I think
And
it's probably.
mage symbol? Yeah, she starts flipping through all the pictures and is just like, oh shit, it was mages?
Seems that way.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Well, now we have to call them, I guess. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So-
Okay, so are any of you a mage?
I am.
Can you open this guy's head up metaphorically and get what we need out of it? Or
Mr. Von
ooh, I know you're a Von True. I forget your name. I don't need to know it. You're a Ventru. You know how to dominate someone's mind.
Maestrom, I don't know.
And
All right.
Yours will probably be cleaner, Petruchio.
Cast Dominate, then.
I love you. I love you so dearly.
Do I have to roll for this, or
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Do you?
let me check.
Does she have to roll?
Knots, I believe.
let me double check the character sheet.
Let me check.
Okay.
You have to roll for Dominate 1 and Dominate 3, but not Dominate 2. It depends on how much you want to do to them.
So wait, why 1 and 3 but not 2?
Because Dominate 2 is more like piggybacking on what happens when you do Dominate 1.
Okay.
And you basically have to do Dominate 1 first.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mesmerize is hypnotize them and get them to respond to like simple short commands.
Okay.
Iron Edict, the second one is altering their memories, and third one is basically turning them into a sleeper agent.
So I mean, she just gave you the 3. So do you want to do Dominate 3? Dominate 3 is Sleeper Agent.
Hmm.
Dominate 1 is Simple Commands.
Mm,
Yeah, if you just want to tell him to tell you everything, like.
all right, yeah, let's go with number 1 then. Yeah.
Unless you suspect has a stronger will than that, but he is super drugged up right now, so that can
He
help.
has basically no will right now.
Yeah.
He is starting to stir to
Modifiers?
consciousness, but there's a paralytic agent, so he can't really do much more than move his mouth.
Gotcha.
So he is still on the floor drooling.
Does Dominate have any modifiers, or is it just a straight roll?
I made a little chart with the modifiers. Your pool for Dominate 1 is a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
It does not cost any vitae.
So it's seven dice?
Yeah, you just, you roll a d10 and then you add 7.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So just click roll.
I have no idea how to
No,
use
just
this.
click
All right.
roll.
So,
Oh no, baby.
So I rolled a 7. An 8.
She got a 1.
Oh, you rolled 1? Oh. Yeah, so you look kind of get do you put the guy in a chair or
No.
up, or you get on the floor? Okay, the gang goes like, all right, whatever. And you kind of look in his face and like, what do you say to try and mesmerize him with a 1?
1. You tell us what we need to know.
And he kind of like looks up at you and he's like, no, I'm not telling a useless vampire anything. Like, don't you know who I am? I'm the whole, like, everything hinges on my research and I don't have to answer to you.
I'm going to get him by the ear and twist. I'm going to ask
and it hurts him, but he's still got a 1 on his mesmerize. So
but I'm gonna try the same thing with intimidate instead of mesmerize.
Oh god. Oh lord.
okay,
So that's manipulation or presence.
that would be presence.
All right, try and intimidate.
He was just gonna tell us what we need to know.
Oh god, that explodes. So 10 and 3 plus 2 plus 3, so 6 and 8. Okay, hang on a sec. 10 and 3, 13 plus 2, 15 plus 3, 18 for 4 successes, I think.
Okay. So you freak him out, and he's like, "What?"
Tell us everything we want to know. Or next it'll be the down there.
No, this isn't fair. I'm a scientist. I'm doing important work. I'm trying to.
What are you doing?
Oh, 4 successes. I will say that. Yeah, it doesn't go exactly how you're expecting, but he's like, look, I'm just trying to bridge the gap between Arcadia and Arcadia, and then have everyone mass awaken. And I have been working on this for years, and how dare you interrupt my research?
Between Arcadia.
I'm sorry, you want to do...
Klaus, that'll take an occult, an intelligence occult roll for you.
Okay.
Pricey, that sounds like an awful idea, and you're not even sure what's going on because you said Arcadia.
I got a 10. It's 1 success.
Okay. So you've heard that the Acanthus are tied to a dimension they call Arcadia, but you're not sure what the Mage Arcadia has to do with the Changeling Arcadia. Where changelings go to get turned into changelings, and it sounds like it generally sucks. So you're not, no one's really sure if those are the same thing, or if they're different things, or
You wanted to
were the
connect,
mage's true fae the whole time? Like, what's going on? So,
but he wanted to awaken everyone?
you did pick that up, yeah.
That's the thing that I think Klaus is most horrified by just in the moment is, you want to do what?
Tautology.
Mass awakening is the most important next step in human evolution, I'll have you know.
No.
Like, how dare you?
No, it's not.
It is. You're just not evolved enough to understand it.
I give Klaus the look that I'm trying to, like, you made another syringe of this stuff, right?
Yeah. Is this the point where I do a spellcasting thing to make him more cooperative?
You can certainly try.
I am not entirely sure what I'm rolling for spellcasting, but I want the effect to be similar to what Petruchio would ordinarily accomplish.
Let's see your character sheet. You do not have any dots in mind.
Okay.
So yeah, you're you have
Okay.
I mean, you have.
Would there be a way to figure out how to use one of the other things that I do have dots in to either, like, genuinely scare him into making a little more sense, or
Oh, you can definitely use death magic to scare someone.
Okay.
Most certainly.
Then I'm gonna scare the shit out of him and make him.
Between death and spirit, you can probably summon, or with death, you can probably summon ghosts and make him see them and freak the hell out of him. But that'll depend on how many successes you get with your roll.
Okay. So. And I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you kind of go to do a thing, and just some like ectoplasm spurts out of your hand and hits the floor, and it looks rather suspicious and sad, and you're just.
God damn it!
See, you're even a whole mage, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, I can't help it.
I'll just kick him then.
By and it's like,
Can I
look? I'm sorry if what I'm doing upsets you, but this is important. Like all the gaslighting and the bullshit.
And then I'm going to go, you may be a better mage, but when it comes down to it, I'm the one who's better at drugs. And I'm going to hold up the extra syringe and be like, now do you want me to give you more of this or no?
How dare you? I'm a proximity of a very noble line, etc.
I'm going to take a pillow and smother him with it. Just put it over his face.
You said the word proximity. That is the mage equivalent of a wolf blood. So a person that's related to mages and can maybe do some magic, but isn't a fully awakened mage. So
I don't want to knock him out entirely, so I'll let him have air every now and again. But I'm basically just keeping the pillow over his face so he can't hear him.
Oh, wait, did Klaus actually stab him with the syringe?
No, I just threatened to.
Okay,
and then I'm gonna look to the rest of the party and be like, this is ready to go whenever. Like, you give me the word and he shuts up.
Are Presley and Petruchio still playing? Because there's still a laptop.
Yes.
There is. I'm sorry. It's 10 is why I'm.
So,
do we end at 10 or are we?
Well, I'd like to finish with one thing.
10, but
okay,
we should finish the scene.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Well, let's do the thing on the laptop. You have.
All right. So with the laptop, let's go.
If there's no more info you need from this guy, like, is there any more info you need from this guy?
We should probably pick his brain and double check if there's any passwords on the laptop. You know, precautionary.
You have a computers of 4. You don't need the passwords.
All right, never mind then.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm keeping him awake but very angry by just keeping them.
I just my computer and see what we have, what the research.
All right. All right, so we'll take out the laptop, open it up, turn it on, and let's dig around the files some.
Okay, I would like you to roll intelligence and computers.
Okay, so get your character sheet out.
Yes.
I'm gonna give our dear friend Dr. Rabin the second dose of
Yeah,
paralytic so
that,
that
you
dude
do
can
that.
stop holding a pillow over his face. Yeah, we don't need anything
Having
more.
a good time. I don't know.
Intelligence and it might
I mean,
help.
you can, by all means, keep holding it there, but I'm sick of listening to it blathering.
Oh, okay, so you're +8.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Once Klaus drugs him.
Assholes like this is why you don't hang out with more
so
mages.
15?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a
Okay,
15.
she got a 15.
Okay, that's 3 successes. It's not hard. He's not using the best security operating system. You very easily, like, his email is already logged in. And he has space LastPass. And it's his personal computer, which could never, ever be stolen, because isn't he just so brilliant? So LastPass is logged in, and his email is logged in. So looking over it, it looks like he is conversing with someone just called Contact. And this person is saying they're in the Technogotic Union, and that they're financing him to study how to get or they're you see a lot of emails between him and this Contact, and it looks like that he's done his own research and papers, and they're easy to find copies on the computer. And he's been studying, trying how to hypothetically get humans to awaken. And the fact that he is the mage equivalent of a wolf blood, he has not awakened. So it's like, furthermore, so this Contact claimed to be from the Technogotic Union and would finance his operation if he could keep it on the download. And he explained how he would, release his theory that since Firethorn supposedly is tied to Arcadia and the fate and time whirls of the True Fae, that it could somehow be harnessed, like the essence of Arcadia itself. He is convinced that they are the same dimension, even though they do drastically different things to different people. Or mages become awakened and changelings become miserable monsters. Although that's not to say mages can't be miserable monsters, just different kinds of misery and monster. So his feeling is that he can somehow harness the power of the Firethorn as an essence of Arcadia. And he has analyzed it in the past when he could get it as like a very pure form of Arcadian glamour. Term for wolf blood of the mages, proximi. Yeah. So he's doing that, and he's it looks like he's actually studied glamour from a scientific, almost or rather alchemical kind of pursuit. So it does seem like one of the reasons Firethorn is said to pop up in the presence of the True Fae is because it is, it's how their very pure glamour affects the world. And so he's pretty sure he can harness this to force humans to awaken. And the best way to do this is to, since they don't have enough money to actually just test this on synthetic humans, because he's such a charmer, such a nice man. But he's like, it looks like he wasn't always in Eden. It's like, I'm going to go to Eden system where this stuff happens all the time and I can more easily get my hands on it without having to figure out how to hell summon a True Fae. Because that also sounds annoying. So yeah, it's like
annoying but dangerous.
So it looks like the point of this was to try and make money, at least until they could buy synthetic humans to test out the drugs on, or just slaves.
Well, that's just disgusting.
And
Yikes.
Klaus, I would like you to roll intelligence and occult. Assuming you're looking at it as well, since you're
Oh yeah,
you know how to mage. So
an 11, 2 successes.
all right. So that's so okay. You don't deal with the Technogotic Union because they're all so annoying, like all the other mages. But it sounds not like them to deal in slaves. Like they're all about like freedom and like not using slaves. You're not convinced that that he's actually working for the Technogotic Union, that he's just thinking he is. So, but if it's not the Technogotic Union doing their weird technomancy magic, then it might not be too hard to figure out who Contact really is, or maybe do some work to try and trace these emails or where they come from. So
I will, of course, let the party know that this sounds like a load of bullshit and that the Technogotic Union would not be going for that sort of thing.
like it could be an interior cabal, like a secret club within it, or just a group of mages who are Technogotic Union but are just extra assholes. But it just doesn't, the methodology and the philosophies don't really mesh in your head. Like they don't really consider themselves above anyone except that they're awakened, hence they want to bring everyone with them, which is a terrible idea. But they pursue it anyway. So yeah, it's like this seems like a thing. So you definitely you also would know you really need to tell someone in the mage community, like you need an adult that's a mage. Hard, I know, to find one, but you know, maybe you'll talk to like you know, your path leader, like, you know, the head Moros in town, just say, hey, so this happened. Maybe look into it. Like, I'm not in a tradition because they all suck. And the Moros doesn't entirely agree with you, but they're like, yeah, I get it. We do suck.
Yeah.
But Petruchio, if you can pursue this, but it'll take more than 5 minutes of hacking. This will be like an extended thing through the equivalent of downtimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Contact is probably not a Technogotic Union, a TU mage, because no.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, it's worth investigating some more. So let's go with that.
Okay, so now, and the sheriff speaks up. All right, so now that this isn't a vampire problem anymore, and this guy's off the streets, I'd say it's a mage problem. So good luck with that.
Sure sounds like it.
But also, thank you for bringing in this asshole, and we'll take care of him from here. Since he's not technically a mage, I believe we can dispose of him as we wish, but I'll double check like once just to make sure. It's just like poking him with her boot, even though he's not even whining now. She's like, thank you all for your help.
Do you want another dose of the stuff I gave him before we head out?
No, I remember well how knot tying works, and
Okay.
I'm gonna make this fun for me. So it's cool. Thank you, but no.
The more pain you put him through, the better I'll feel.
All right, so you're dismissed. You're free to go.
Aye.
Thank
Good ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll head out immediately.
Thank you for your help. Yes, goodbye. Goodbye.
You are free to go. It's code for get the hell out of here. I have other things to be doing.
Hell out of my Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And now we got to catch public transport from fucking Riverside back to Old Town.
Well, farming town, but farm town, but like, yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, they are good trains. It's longer than just the straight shot out of town, but you know, they're still good trains.
Okay.
And at this point, it's probably like 5 a.m. in the morning again. And
Now we've been up for almost a full 48 hours.
good thing you like
Or at
drugs.
least I have. I don't know.
Woo!
So I'm getting some shitty coffee somewhere on the way. Because, like, as soon as the excitement is over, I'm like, fuck, I gotta sleep.
Farmtown is pretty close to College Town,
Huh.
which is, full of 24-hour coffee.
Yeah.
So that is easily
Yeah.
obtained.
Okay.
And some of this coffee is legally laced with other substances, so
Cool.
good.
Yeah, the double caffeine shot, which is coffee made with Red Bull.
Maybe replace the water with Red Bull. Yep. So, is there anything else y'all wanted to make a note of or pursue before we close out this chapter?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Caught the bad guy. It might be mages, but probably not. But this guy.
I mean, it's probably mages, just not a group of, like, recognized group of mages.
Okay.
Yeah. And you probably know some guys in the TU if you want to bounce these factors off them and say, does this sound like a TU bullshit? And they're like, that does not sound like our bullshit.
Yeah, I would probably pursue some of that line of questioning after going home and crashing really hard for the next 12 hours, at least.
Yep. All right. So, So, and I'll say that's game. We're only like 10 minutes in. So, thank you, viewers, for viewing. It has been fun. I am a storyteller, Ms. Chrysila, and I am Ms. Chrysila on all of the social medias. And on my social media is where I have posted links to the games I am running at Gen Con online in 2 weeks. So this stream will be here next week, but not the week after that because I'm running tons of stuff for Gen Con, and I think Klaus and Idun are as well. So I've got 2 games based on the Zoe Twitch show Master of the Metaverse. They do cost money, which I didn't realize was going to happen. But, if you want to, I think I have one game has no one in it yet, and one has 3 people. So, and those links are just, on my Twitter. Go look. I don't post on Twitter that often. It'll be this and some retweets and then that. So, yeah, that's me. Drac, outro, go.
I'm Dracus. I've been playing Klaus, and I'm actual Dracus on most social media, but I'm honestly not that active on anything but Discord and Instagram. I do have a weekly D&D session on Tuesday evenings. I can post a link to that channel in the chat, but that's what I'm up to.
Merc.
Yep, I'm Merc. I've been playing Dune. I will also be doing games at Gen Con. I only have 1 seat at 1 game left, so get it while they're hot, I guess. We'll be playing the all cars, all sentient vehicles chapter of Omicron 11.
That chapter is so wild.
It's great. It's amazing. Life Bombs really makes people be creative, and like the characters really let them be creative because like all the stunts and stuff. But I have some social medias, but I don't really check them except for one, and I'm not handing that handle out. So yeah, just find me on the Discord. Watch Master of the Metaverse on Mondays. The season finale is starting this coming Monday. A 2-part episode. It's gonna be amazing.
All right, sleepy people.
Sorry. Hi, I am Sunburst. I play Presley. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's mostly pictures of my adorable cat, this lovely woman, and bread and plants because quarantine. I'm Sunburst Splendor, and it's right there on my handle. Sorry, it's been a long day.
And
It's only 10 p.m. on our coast.
I know.
he had some meds, but
I know.
and I'm Dandy. I was sitting in for Petruccio. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm Dark Dandy 13 on social media. Don't really have anything to show of my own. If you have Steam, Redoom and Echo, great visual novel series, and that's about it.
You fucking weep.
All right, so that's us. I guess that's us. All right. Good night, everybody, and depending on how, and as planned, we should be back. Same Welsh bat time, same Welsh bat channel. We shouldn't even show up today. Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard or Eastern something time.
Eastern
Daylight, I believe.
Eastern Daylight Time. Nerd fail on my part. And yeah, so we'll be here, doing this. And thanks to many people telling me all at once, I now know how to save our VODs. But we also have a YouTube channel that I am setting up. And when it is set up, it will be on my Twitter. So it's probably just going to be Magic Fish Radio again, because I'm not super creative right now. We will now have a YouTube. We will soon have a YouTube graveyard, like every other Twitch channel. All right. So good night, everybody. Thanks for and I hope we kept you entertained and distracted for a nice 3-hour span. Good night.
Thanks so much.
Bye.